I've been hunting platinum trophies for 18 years, and in that time I've managed to unlock 863 platinum trophies. Today I'm going to go through all of them, and it's going to be a long video because that's a lot to go through. I'm not going to go into detail on every single platinum, of course, mostly because I probably can't remember what I had to do for half of them, but we'll see what I can remember. I've also got a trophy streak that I started on Christmas Day in 2016 that I'm still maintaining, so that's just earning one trophy every day just to keep trying to level up. So I'm trying to get to level 999 on PSN. That's my long-term aim. I've probably got to get a couple hundred more plats to get there, but yeah, I'm just going to start going through the platinums, not going to go through the stats or anything. First up, I got 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. This is a really good game. The story on this is one of the best in gaming, I would say. The platinum, very easy. It says 35 hours. I think it only took about 24 hours for me. It depends how fast you are at reading, because a lot of it is text you can skip. But yeah, it's a really good story. I think this is one of the best games you can have starting out your list. 3D Dot Game Heroes. I got this platinum when the PlayStation had been hacked back in 2011. I think this was when it had been hacked anyway. So I remember getting the platinum and going to sync it, but I couldn't sign in. And because I was playing this during the hack, not knowing that I knew it'd been hacked, but because people were telling me, like, my friends or whatever, like, who had Xboxes, oh, you can't play PlayStation. But I was like, I could play PlayStation. I don't know what you're talking about. And it was only when I got this platinum that I then went to sync my trophies and I couldn't sign in. And I was like, what's going on? They need to sort this out. I can't sync my trophies. Like, people are worried about not being able to play Call of Duty online. I don't care about that. Get me my trophies. This is a hard platinum. This is a 7 out of 10 platinum. The reason it's a 7 out of 10, I would say, is the Dash Trials, which I have the EU version, which never actually got patched. I don't know if this happened with any other games, but it's here, look. Patched 101, the NA only, and Japanese version as well, they did it. They made the block circuit 20 seconds to 25, and the Monaco circuit from 60 to 65 seconds. So that on the EU version, it's still 20 seconds and 60 seconds, and those time trials are tight. You do them like it probably took me an entire day of practicing to get those. Yeah, this game it's like a Zelda game. I should have mentioned that there, as it says here. Look, Free Dot Game Heroes is a homage to classic Zelda games on NES and SNES. So yeah, it is very Zelda. What makes it hard, I would say, is that as I did the dash trials, and also you have to go through on Spelunker mode, which you die in one hit, and you have to do From mode because this is published by From Software. They have a From difficulty mode where it's basically like, let's say when you first walk into an area, there'll be like, as you can see here, like a spider and this guy or whatever. On From difficulty, there would be like a dragon flying, four enemies over here, eight enemies here, things flying all over the place. You walk into a screen that's just filled with enemies. Yeah, so it was a good game. I think this is actually worth quite a bit of money on PS3. It'd be good if they'd remaster this. It was fun. Hat in Time. This is a pretty simple platformer. I've heard the DLC's hard, but I haven't done that, so I don't know. Plague Tale: Innocence and Requiem. I really enjoyed Innocence. Requiem I thought was a lot better. Apparently it's one difficulty higher. It's 4 out of 10 instead of a 3 out of 10 on that. But yeah, I don't remember it being any more difficult than the other one. Just they improved the whole story and gameplay for me. I thought like Innocence, as I said, was good. Requiem I thought was actually amazing. So a big improvement. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to the new one they're doing. I can't remember what it's called, but looks like they've done a big improvement again. Arquebus Trip, Hellbound and Debrief. This is a 7 out of 10. This is a game where you're a vampire and you're fighting other vampires, and the only way to beat them is to rip their clothes off. The reason it's a 7 out of 10 is you have to beat it on Holic difficulty or higher, or Holic, I don't know, Holy, I don't know if that's what it is. But basically, yeah, you have to, because of the hardest difficulty, even at, as it says here, the difficulty can shred your clothes super fast even at level 999 plus, which is, yeah, you basically just die in a couple of hits. It's annoying. You basically just have to save before every fight and keep going, and then hopefully not get your clothes destroyed. They take a lot more damage as well, their clothes. So it's kind of annoying. It's kind of a meme game, to be honest. Very weeby game. Then I got Alex Kidd Twice. This was a game I played back on Mega Drive, I think, or Master System. It was built in when you didn't have a game put in. But yeah, the Platinum's very easy. It's a remake. Did it twice. That's not an auto pop. Aliens Fireteam Elite. This was really fun. I played this during. I was in a challenge on the Discord with a few people, and yeah, I played it with a couple of them. It was really good. It was really fun, honestly. That 2 weeks just going through this. Yeah, this the hardest thing in this. Finish all campaigns on insane difficulty. Now, this was, I think it was a 9 out of 10 when I did it, but it's been put down to an 8 out of 10. I think they've made it easier, but yeah, when I did it, we struggled quite a bit on some of the missions. It was quite buggy as well, but yeah, you have to, I think it's only like 12 missions you have to do, but some of them are quite long. I feel like it'd take like an hour some of them to get through, and then you'd fail, and it'd be like, oh God, we've got to go through the whole mission again. There's just so many aliens coming at us, and we just get screwed by one of these big ones, whatever they were called. Can't remember what they were called. I'm not really that into aliens. I've never actually seen any of the films. This is the only aliens thing I've ever seen or done. It was fun though. Alteric, this was only 3 hours to platinum, but it is a 5 out of 10. I don't know if it was a 5 out, maybe a 4 out of 10. I'd give it. This is like a little 2D platformer. I mean, it's 64%, which is kind of interesting for a 5 out of 10. Amnesia Memories. This was a visual novel that was on PS Plus. Not very good. I think it's meant to be for teenage girls, to be honest. Among Us, yeah, played this with the group. I played this with the same people. I think some of the same people I did Aliens Fighting Elite, and a few other people. It was basically the people who were in my group in that challenge. We all boosted that together, and we played a couple of games. It was pretty fun. But yeah, never really played it too much other than that. I know it was a big thing. Obviously, I didn't really get into it that much. We've got the Ape Escape series. Ape Escape twice and Ape Escape on the Loose twice. Ape Escape on the Loose is a remake of, or I don't know if it's even a remake. It's just a PSP version of Ape Escape. So it's basically the same game 4 times there. And then Ape Escape Academy 1 and 2, which are like mini games version. Just like yeah, just mini games. Ape Escape, I remember playing on PS1, and it was, I think it came with a DualShock, or you had to buy. It was like the only game that used a DualShock at first, or something like that, because it was supposed to show off the dual analog sticks. A lot of people can't play this now because its camera's bad because you don't control the camera. You control the weapons with the right stick. But because I played it as a kid, I really enjoy it, and I love 3D platformers. So yeah, I'd do this again if they brought a PS6 version out at some point. Apotheon. This is a Metroidvania that was on PS Plus. Pretty fun. It's like Greek style pottery art style. Pretty easy platinum. Origami. This is a stealth game. I think it was based on Tenchu, which is also the same series that Sekiro was supposed to be part of, but they made it a new series. Pretty easy platinum. I think I remember the last trophy was like aerial assassinations or something like that. I had to grind out a couple of those, but I did it in 11 hours, so obviously didn't take long. Ark the Lad, The Twilight of Spirits. This is a really good PS2 classic game. The story's excellent. The combat's like tactics. It's like a tactic style game, but it's not grid based. It's just still three. You can still like all your attacks will be like a circle around you or a line in front of you, but not. It's not on a grid like most tactical games are. Yeah, it's a really underrated game. Honestly, I've never heard anyone talk about this. The story's really good, but the gameplay has aged quite badly, so I can get that. Trophy wise, I think you just have to play through the game. Might be a couple of missable things, but nothing really too hard. It's a bit grindy, maybe. It's to level up. I know the game's quite hard at the beginning. Maybe that's why it's 4 out of 10. But yeah, once you get into it, it's pretty easy. I got the arcade game series, Dig Dug, Pac-Man, and Miss Pac-Man. All pretty easy plats if you use the save scumming like I did. So I couldn't do them otherwise. Then I got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood twice, Assassin's Creed 2 twice, 3 twice, Liberations 3 times, Black Flag, Mirage, Odyssey, Origins, Revelations twice, Rogue twice, Syndicate, Unity, and then Valhalla twice, but that is an auto-pop. And I have done the DLCs on the PS4 versions of most of these games, I think. I've done at least the DLC on one of all of the stacks. I've done, except for Valhalla, I need to do the PS5 DLC there. I've done some of it. And I haven't played Shadows yet, of course. But yeah, big Assassin's Creed fan. I love history, so just seeing how they tie stuff in and all that is really good. I also enjoyed the multiplayer back in the day on the PS3 versions. Like Brotherhood had it. I think 3 had multiplayer. I think yeah, even 4 had multiplayer on PS4, didn't it? Astro's Playroom, great little game. Really enjoyed that. Everyone's got this one, I think. PS5 comes with PS5. I got Atari Flashback Classics Volume 1 and 2. So yeah, this is an 8 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. I did, of course, save scum this one for I think I've saved scum quite a few of the games in this. You pretty much have to because it's impossible otherwise. Like if you look at the guide, it's get to level 19 in arcade missile command. This is pretty much impossible without save scumming, as it basically says the save exploit will be your best friend while attempting this trophy. You just you have to save. Like there's no video of this, but it's you have to defend these like bases from missiles coming down, and it is it's just impossible. It really is. You need to say like pause, save, fire, try and move quickly to fire a missile, pause and save it again if you think you've got it in the right spot. Just stupid, really. It's I don't know. I mean, the Atari games were just not supposed to be finished that high. I don't think. We got Atelier Riser 3, which is the only Atelier game I've ever played. This is like a JRPG series that I think they did it yearly at one point, but I haven't. This is the only one I played. This one came to PS Plus, so I gave it a go, and it was okay. It wasn't dubbed into English, which yeah, I could sometimes like I love Yakuza. That's going to come up later on, and that's not dubbed into English. Most of them anyway. And yeah, so I don't know why, but this just didn't. I couldn't connect to the characters because it wasn't dubbed. It's mostly about. I think for the trophies you have to just go around collecting stuff and grinding. I'm in 50-hour platinum there. Well, yeah, it probably was about that. Back for Blood, did it on PS5, and then I auto popped the PS4 version. I think you can't redo this. Maybe you can. I don't know. I wasn't going to anyway. I just auto popped it. I was like, yeah, extra free platinum. But yeah, I don't really do that much anymore. I probably wouldn't have done, but this was a few years ago. So yeah, 9 out of 10, 100 hours. I don't think it's 9 out of 10. I'd say more like a 6 out of 10. If you get this melee build I had, which yeah, let's have a look what the hardest trophy was. I can't remember. It was yeah, kill 53,600 ridden in your career. That I just basically rubber banded the R2 button down and stood in a doorway with my melee build, and I had like every time I kill a zombie, something it heals me as well. So they're just running at me. I'm just swinging and it's just killing them. And I'm just healing, and I'm just watching TV or whatever. Complete all Act 3 maps on Nightmare difficulty. Oh, you have to do all of the maps on Nightmare difficulty. Some of them were I reckon Act 1 had the harder Nightmare maps, and Act 4 right at the end. After a few attempts, you just keep going, you eventually get it. It's nothing too actually that hard, as I said. Probably like 6 out of 10, I'd say, with that. Balan Wonderworld, this is infamously a really bad game. It's made by the Sonic creator, I think. It actually gets better as you get into it. Once you unlock this guy, Balan, and you can go around he can just like fly around the levels and collect everything. It's much more fun then. The other part of this game that takes a while is you need to level up these or like look after to keep feeding these things, whatever they're called, like Tims, right? And then eventually they'll go into this Tower of Tims. You need to complete the Tower of Tims and you need to feed them 24,000 times, I think, or 24,000 orbs, and then they'll go into this thing, spin. I think if you can give them like loads of them at a time, but then they'll just go into it and spin around this thing, and it has to spin 24,000 times until it repairs the clock of happiness, and you get that trophy. So that takes, I don't know how many hours that probably takes like 10 hours just doing this. Then we've got Balatro, which, yeah, I love this game. I think it says 200 hours here. I think it took me 250 hours. This was a really fun game. I'm really looking forward to. They're supposed to be bringing out an update with like new Jokers and new cards and all that. But yeah, don't know if that's actually coming out or not. It's been a couple of years since the game came out at this point. But I know I think it's just one guy that made it. But I don't know if there's a bigger team they've put in. They've hired more people or what. For the platinum, the reason it's 7 out of 10, I would say, is this earn a gold sticker on every Joker. Yeah, so win with every deck on gold stake difficulty. That is hard as well. But as you can see, I did that on 21st of July and I didn't get the gold Jokers until 28th of October. So that was how many more months it took me of playing pretty much daily to get the Jokers. I could not get the certain Jokers to come out. You just got to get lucky build eventually. You will do it, but sometimes you just can't find the Jokers. Like they just won't come out. I've go through the whole run. But like I was re-rolling the store, re-rolling the store. They're not coming. They're just not. The cards are not appearing. So just RNG until you can get there. And yeah, I guess you have to be. I mean, it says 7 out of 10. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's 7 out of 10. But when I first started, it seemed impossible to be fair. And then once you don't know what you're doing, it becomes easy. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. This is like a action RPG that came to PS Plus. It's set in colonial America, if I remember correctly. And yeah, you just go around doing side quests, and this is pretty much an action RPG. The story's okay. It's not amazing. It starts out pretty good. I think there's two different endings, whether you can revive this person or kill them depending on your actions um, throughout the story, like your decisions on each quest. So it's pretty cool. Bastion, this is a 7 out of 10 apparently. I don't think it is, but okay. Yeah, this is like a game that's made by the same people that made Hades. Pretty fun game, like top down, little hack and slashy kind of game, if I remember. I think maybe that might be range weapons. I can't remember that well. I remember there was combat arenas. I think that's why it's a 7 out of 10 actually. Some of them were quite tricky, but I think there was a bit you could stand behind like a wall or something, and then they couldn't get you on one of them. Maybe that was the hardest one you could do it for. Then I've got Batman Arkham Asylum twice, Arkham City twice, Knight, Origins, and Origins Blackgate, and also Enemy Within and Telltale series. Batman Arkham Asylum, I remember the trials being pretty easy on this one. There was just one where there was a guy got stuck. I think it's in like a sewer. He got stuck behind a pillar, and I couldn't punch him. So I'd failed. That was the only one I failed. The other ones I did all first try. So yeah, I mean, it's only a 5 out of 10. No, 6 out of 10. That says. Oh, that says what? PS3's a 5 out of 6 out of 10. This is a 5 out of 10. Okay. Don't know why that's different. I think it's the same trophy list, but and then Arkham City is apparently a 7 out of 10, but I don't remember anything too different. I guess you had to do the combo on this one, is it? Oh, here it is. Perfect Free Flow 2.0. Perform a perfect combo, including all of Batman's combat moves. Yeah, this one kind of tricky actually, because you always forget which move you haven't used. At least I do. Yeah. And then Origins, the multiplayer grind, that was really annoying because you have to wait for like an hour to sign into the servers, and then you got to get a few people online to actually boost it. Just yeah, kind of annoying that one. But the gameplay's really good. You have to do I think it's like a permadeath mode on that one. Arkham Knight, probably my least favorite in the series because it's all like Batmobile challenges and stuff. I need to go back and do the DLCs on some of these, but yeah, I'll do that at some point. We've got Battlefield 1, 4, Hardline 5, and Bad Company 2. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Battlefield fan. They're pretty fun. I mean, they're just, I like the destruction in the environment's fun. Playing with your friends and stuff, it's a bit of fun. First person shooter. The one I remember the most being difficult was Bad Company 2 because I did not boost this. I did this when it came out, and this is it 20 demolish kills. I remember what I did for this was I would spawn, run to this building, throw C4 down, blow them up, killing myself as well, run back to the building, plant more C4, and then hide like nearby or like wait for a sniper. But do this on a building where I knew snipers would go to. So then I'd wait nearby, wait till I see the sniper poking out, then blow the C4 up. And a lot of times, because if they're hard scoped in, they're not checking their environment. They don't know what's going on. They'll get killed by it. And sometimes you get lucky and get a triple kill because his teammates would spawn in on him or something like that. But yeah, sometimes they'd jump out the window, or the entire match, no one would go to that building and snipe, which would be annoying because that was basically all I was trying to do for that. Bayonetta, I've done twice. I did it on PS4, and then I went back and did the PS3 version 2 days later. As you can see, I played it a little bit 7 years before, but I never actually got that far. So yeah, Bayonetta, really fun game. I'd say the hardest thing in this was some of the like trials or something, combat arenas. I had to beat on the hardest difficulty as well, which that wasn't too bad. I think it was complete all Alfheim portals that was actually hard. These are like little challenges where you can only use certain moves or doing certain things like bounce on certain enemies' heads, like use a double jump up to an area or stuff like that. Little challenges, kind of annoying. That's why I did it straight away on PS3 after I did it on PS4. So then I remembered what to do on these challenges and how to get through it quickly. And I got B Simulator. This was just like a little game that was on PS Plus. Ben 10 that was on PS Plus as well. Pretty fun actually. Like this is like God of War honestly for with Ben 10. That's how I describe it. Old school God of War. That's kind of like hack or maybe Bayonetta. You just run out punching stuff. Biomutant. This was a pretty disappointing game. I was looking forward to this for ages, but yeah, it was pretty crap. Bioshock. I got 3 times. Bioshock 2 3 times, and Bioshock Infinite twice. Yeah, Bioshock's one of my favorite games ever. The trophies are pretty easy. You have to go through without a Vita chamber, but you can just save constantly every 5 seconds if you want. Like, set up if you want to before you fight Big Daddy. Just save the game, set up a load of traps, fight him. If you die, just reload your save. So you can't really, even though you're on the hardest difficulty without checkpoints, you can just make your own checkpoints all the time with saves. So it's not really that difficult. Bioshock 2 on the PS3 version had multiplayer, which I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I played this when it came out, I'm pretty sure. What day did it come out? So when I got my first trophy. 9th of February 2010. It came out 9th of February 2010, yeah. So I remember playing the multiplayer even on the first day it came out, and it was really fun. I mean, I'm sure if it's still online, it's still showing as obtainable. So I don't know, probably just full hackers or you have to boost it now. But yeah, it was really fun multiplayer. Bioshock Infinite, you have to do the ribbons on the PS4 version, which I used to do ribbons on both, but I've done the ribbons on the PS4 version, the DLC. Um, yeah, for the base game, you have to do, I think it's 19, what is it, 18 something? 1999 mode. Don't know why it's called that. I guess it's like, 19, as in like 1999 difficulty, level of difficulty, I guess. Yeah, so on that difficulty, there's a couple of boss fights that are hard, but mostly if you know where they're coming, you can actually set up a traps on one part that just instant kills one of the bosses. Yeah, Bioshock Infinite wasn't as good, but it was still a fun game. I'm looking forward to Judas when they finally get to releasing that. Blasphemous. This is a 7 out of 10 apparently. Don't remember it being that hard. What's the hardest trophy in this? Oh yeah, you have to get through that to get to that point in 3 hours. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just speed run through to that part. I just went straight to that part until I got that trophy, and then I just took it slow from there. And yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like Metroidvania style game. I'm not that big into Metroidvanias. I do play them every so often, but they're never my favorite games. Bloodborne, which I got I think I got this on launch as well, did I? No, I got it like a week after launch, looks like. Maybe I thought it came out that week. I don't know. Or 2 weeks after maybe. But yeah, I played it pretty near to the launch anyway. Because I'll get to it when I get to Dark Souls, but this was my most anticipated game at the time, I remember, because I just got into Dark Souls the year before. And yeah, I remember playing through this. I didn't use a guide or anything. I know there's this like dungeon or whatever now, the cum dungeon you can use that you can level up really fast, or whatever. But that wasn't in the game as far as, or it was probably in the game, but no one had found it yet when I did it. I played it through just blind. I did not save scum for the endings, which when I got to the DLC, when I came back to this in 2016, really screwed me over because if you know about From Software's games, each new game plus the game gets harder, the enemies have more health or they do more damage or something like that. And so coming back to the game months later, when you've forgotten the controls, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to use the menus, and all of a sudden you just get demolished. So I found that really hard. I probably should have started a new save file and speed ran through to that point. I would have done it quicker, but yeah, I did it in the end. So yeah, pretty proud of that one. Borderlands, I've done twice. Borderlands 2 twice, Borderlands 3 twice, and the pre-sequel. Yeah, not actually that big of a Borderlands fan, even though you can see all the Borderlands games. I'm not. I like the gameplay. I just don't like the story or the world or whatever. The graphics I like. I like the cel shaded art style. It's unique. As soon as you see something's Borderlands, you immediately know it's Borderlands. So there's something about that. Yeah, none of them are really that hard. You can see they're all like 4 out of 10s. I remember like some challenges in Borderlands 2 that are kind of RNG. Mostly it's like you get the. I feel like 60 hours is pretty fast though, but maybe I am slow. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing stuff that's not required for the platinums on sometimes because it's like pre-sequel 50 hours. I feel like it took me way longer than that, but pre-sequel I remember had one. I think I remember why it's ultra rare because doesn't it have a trophy where you need 4 players or something? I mean, it's complete level one of all challenges. That's what I was talking about as well. That maybe it was this one. Oh yeah, there's this experienced all Vault Hunter modes using Vault Hunter.exe. So that's Claptrap's like special move where he just has a random thing. So you have to just keep spamming that. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, oh, and complete the sub-level 13 missions with 3 other players. So I did that with just extra controllers, and I just went through it like that. Brink, this is a game I borrowed off my friend, was not very good. I didn't think. Somehow it's ultra rare. I don't know why, but it was kind of like a multiplayer game that wasn't a multiplayer game. It was very strange. Broken Age. This is point and click games made by was it Double Fine? Yeah, Double Fine. The reason this is, even though it's a point and click game, it's almost ultra rare actually. It's 5.64%, is because of this complete broken age in under an hour, not counting loading and paused gameplay, which is actually pretty tricky because certain things, like what time does it say you have for each? Yeah, see, you'll finish Act Two with about 48 to 51 minutes have passed. So it's a very close speed run. Like it's actually in most speed runs I found in trophies, the time is normally very generous, but that was actually one that was quite tight. Bug Snacks I've done twice. That was a fun, weird game, wasn't it? But yeah, it was fun. I remember Bunga and Straw. That's my Bunger. That's my Bug Snacks impressions. Yeah, it was a fun game. Honestly, I like this collecting stuff kind of game. You know, like Pokemon. It's kind of like Pokemon, isn't it? Bully. I remember this on PS2. I had a on PS2. I never 100%ed it because I had one character you have to take a photo of. So I was happy to get this platinum. I did everything else on PS2 to like get all the rubber bands and all that rubber band ball, which actually was pretty cool. The collectibles actually gave you a weapon on that game. Bunny Raiders is an easy platinum. Burly Men at Sea, same. It was on PS Plus. Burnout Paradise. This was a great game on PS3. Loved that game. Frey, I don't remember it being that difficult of a platinum, except I guess I was just remembered you have to get 8 people to come to the stadium at once, don't you? That was, I mean, it's 17%. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I remember as well. Also, this I bought the camera, the PS3 camera, just for this trophy because you had to send a mugshot or smugshot to another player during an online game, which basically when they would crash into you and take you down, they'd send them a picture of you or whatever you'd taken a picture. You know, I didn't put I put my camera to like whatever I had on the wall or something. I don't know what that was. It was really funny though. Sometimes you'd get a picture for it, and it'd just be like some 40-year-old man on his sofa. Just and you're like, why have you even got the camera set up for this? I don't understand that. I don't know. He's probably going for the trophy as well, I guess. Yeah, Call of Duty Classic, Call of Duty HQ, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 2, Ghost, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare Remastered, World at War, and World War 2. Yeah, I Black Ops 2, as you can see, I'll just show you, I did get this before the server shut down. Where's the unobtainable one? There, I got it in 2012 at Big Leagues, November 2012, and then I came back and cleaned it up earlier this year. Yeah, I didn't really like Black Ops 2 that much. I'm not really a big Black Ops fan. Black Ops 1 I thought was really cool, the numbers and all that. The ending was really good. Call of Duty Classic was pretty damn hard. I remember that. I mean, it's 8 out of 10 according to this. What was it? Yeah, complete on veteran. Just veteran difficult in that game was really hard because you didn't have regenerating health. And yeah, most of the other ones are pretty easy, I would say. Just yeah, I've played a lot of Call of Duty, World at War, of course, the grenade spam, legendary. And yeah, I'm not really keen on zombies. That's why I haven't done most of the other ones that have zombies. I just don't really like the sci-fi gameplay either. So yeah, just not. I don't really like Call of Duty. I only like the Modern Warfare series really, and the World War Two games. And I got really into Warzone. That's why it took me a year here to platinum this in the end. I was actually just playing Warzone through most of 2020. Still maintaining my trophy streak, of course, but I was just earning one trophy, then immediately going back onto Warzone. Of course, there's no trophies for Warzone, so is it 10-hour platinum that I've got 1,000 hours played on? Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions. This is like an anime football game. It's actually pretty difficult, to be honest. 4 out of 10, I found it a bit harder than that. Yeah, you just have to go through these different. I think you have to. What do you have to do? You make a character. You have to get scouted by different. This it. Scout by Brazil, America, and different. So you have to replay through it and choosing different dialogue options. And hopefully, if you win certain games by certain goals or whatever you have to do, you'll eventually get scouted at the end of the game. Kind of annoying to have to go through it a few times, especially because the gameplay is not that great. But then I've got some easier games: Carto, Cat Quest. Those were just yeah, that's a puzzle game. It was all right. Then Cat Quest I played because I love RPGs, but wasn't that great. I didn't think. That's why I haven't played the others. Celeste I did play with the exploit on or whatever it is, the boosts because I didn't really like it. Chicken Police. This is a really weird game where you're a chicken who's a police officer. It's fine. It's not really, no, not chickens on the road. That's disgusting. Uh, Clockwork Tales of Glass and Ink. That's a point and click game. Code Realize this was visual novels on PS Plus. Conan Exiles, I did do the dev menu. That's not the best part of my list there. Concrete Genie. This was a fun game. Like graffiti artist, little kid here. Probably you know what this is. It's an easy platinum. Control, I've done twice. I really liked Control. Like destructible environments, which I'll mention. I always like if that's got it. If a game's got it. Yeah, just I didn't really know what's going on in the story that much because I haven't played Alan Wake or anything. So maybe some of the stuff ties in or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, the combat was just really fun. Just floating around, just got superpowers, anything like that. I was like that. And then I've got Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Nitro Fueled. With 4, I did in a week. I did 4 in a week and 9 hours because I was absolutely sweating that game out like ridiculously during a Discord challenge I was in. That's why I don't enter Discord challenges anymore because I end up doing bloody Crash 4 in a week and like damn near killing myself trying to do it. Yeah, really fun game. Probably I'd still say Crash 2 is my favorite because that's always been my favorite since I was a kid. That's the first one I played. Um, yeah, Crash 4 was a really good game. I didn't really care for playing as some of the other characters. Like, who do you play as? You play as Neo Cortex. You play as Coco's, not Coco, whatever Crash's girlfriend's called. Um, and then you play as Dingo Dial, I think. And it's okay as like a gimmick, but when you're trying to do like the speed runs, kind of annoying. Also, what was this one? You have to do perfect relics, isn't it? Perfect relics. Yeah, insanely perfect relics, where you have to get all the boxes in the level without dying. And sometimes I would get to the end of the level and I've missed a box, and yeah, just annoying. Crash Team Racing, of course, I think this is the best kart racing game that's ever been made. I really love the boosting like mechanic for the drifting. So much fun when you actually figure out how to do it. At first, you're like, "How am I?" I played on hard difficulty, and I couldn't even get near the AI. But then once you've done all of nitrous oxide's times, you can then just once you can do a few, you go back to hard difficulty, and it's just like I'm just I'm lapping everyone. It's ridiculous how easy it is at that point. Now, what Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Yeah, great game. This really amplifies Final Fantasy VII's story. To be honest, like seven's my second favorite after 10, and we'll get to Final Fantasy in a little bit. But yeah, this I think really amplifies the story of Seven, and yes, probably bringing it up. It could overtake 10 one day for me. I don't know. Pretty easy platinum. You have to beat the what is it? You have to complete 100% of all missions, which means you need to defeat Minerva, which you have to grind quite a bit to do that. But it's not really combat wise that difficult. I mean, it's 29%. Crisis 1 and 3. I got the PS4 version of Crisis and then PS3 version of Crisis 3. This is an ultra rare from looks at that. Yeah, Crisis 3 had multiplayer that I boosted. Um, yeah, pretty easy actually platinum. I think it's just ultra rare because of the multiplayer. I don't really like Crisis that much. It's kind of I think without the graphics holding up that well nowadays, because they just can't. It's an old game, and that being the whole thing of Crisis was the graphics are good. It's just not really that great anymore. Curse to Golf. This was a fun roguelike golf game. Pretty rare actually, 5.85%. You just had to get. I think the hardest trophy in this was getting a hole in one, or yeah, finish a hole in one. Well, hole in one, finish a hole in two shots is actually more rare, but about the same to be fair. Which basically to get hole in one, you get this type of ball that can shoot through walls, and you get lucky and you get like the hole will be right next to you, so you'll just hit it straight into the hole through the wall. Cyberpunk 2077. I was not a big fan of this to be honest. It was okay. I just feel like the hype of this game, but like when everyone said it was fixed by the time I played it, and to me it really wasn't. You can just you can be being chased by loads of police and then just walk over this one line and they just stop attacking you. And you can walk out and they still attack you. Or you can the AI doesn't even spawn in half the time. The police and stuff like that. It's just I don't know, the open world feels empty. It feels still like Witcher's open world, which is not I don't think Witcher's a great open world game. Witcher 3 is a great game. I love Geralt, I love the story and all that. We'll see that in a little while, but yeah, I just I don't think their open worlds are very good. I don't think their open worlds are they're not like Rockstar's open worlds or Elder Scrolls Fallout open worlds, where there's actually stuff that I'm every time I'm just walking around, something's happening. Someone's killing each other, fighting each other. There's some, I don't know, police chase going on or something. There's nothing happening in the open world. It's just them walking around. The story was okay, but I do feel like they kind of skipped, especially after the tutorial area. They kind of skipped through a lot of stuff that I wish I could have played through. Yeah, and I got Danganronpa. This is not the full series because I haven't done V3, but I have done Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp, which I've never seen on anyone else's list. I don't know how many people have this platinum. 89, so yeah, it makes sense. That is an unbearable. As you can see, 120 hours, 1 out of 10 difficulty. I don't think it's a 1 out of 10 to be fair. I think it's more like a 3 out of 10. Just you have to grind your characters. You have to go through this. It's like this board game. You have to go through and level up all your characters, and you have to do it with every single character. And it just takes forever. You can't. It's just like a board game. So you have to roll the dice, move your character, roll the dice, and then you got to talk. So there's all these events. You got to view all the events with every character. So you got to keep going back. Some of you have to replay like the same missions again, the same board game again with the characters to get all of their events. Yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, Danganronpa 1 and 2 are amazing games. Like those definitely must play games. These are like Ace Attorney, I guess is kind of like the closest I would say. There's a murder, you're trying to figure out who did it. You do a court case, it's like little mini games and things. It's a really good story. A lot of twists and stuff, and yeah, it's good. Dante's Inferno. This is apparently only a 2 out of 10 difficulty. Yeah, this is kind of like a God of War game made by Dead Space devs. I think you had to play through this on hard, no? Did you not? I guess you didn't. I know you had to get all the collectibles, I suppose, yeah. Huh. I thought you had to play it on hard. I guess you didn't. I mean, it's been over 10 years since I played it, so yeah, I've forgotten it. Dark Arcana the Carnival, that's like a point and click game, which I was quite into point and click games for a little bit, for probably 4 or 5 years. Now I probably get bored to death playing this now. I don't know why. I just went off them. I got Dark Cloud 1 and 2. Dark Cloud 2, 100-hour grind here. The first game, pretty basic. These are like PS2 classic games. That Dark Cloud 2 is one of my favorite games ever. To get this platinum, you have to do a lot of stuff. So you need to get the medals in every chapter, which I believe this is for. You have to play this game called Sfida or something, which is basically like golf, but all the levels are randomly generated. So you have to go through the level, beat all the enemies, and then the golf game will activate. You have to and hit it like on par or under par or whatever on every level. You also need to evolve your monsters to final form, invent every possible object. So this like you take pictures of stuff in this game. Like you'll find, I don't know, like a sign or whatever. You take a picture of that, and you take a picture of uh, a mountain or something, and then it'll figure out some invention that you can combine those two things together. So I don't know what it would invent from that, but you know what I'm saying. Like you take pictures of stuff, and it invents like a new type of sword or whatever. You have to do that with everything. You have to level up. You have to win the frenzy masterclass, which this is basically like you have to catch a fish. There's a fishing mini game. You catch a fish. You have to invent the aquarium, put them in the aquarium, then you either can fight two fish you've caught to get against each other, and whoever wins gains stats, and then you breed them with other fish that makes a new generation of stronger fish, and you keep doing this until you've got the best fish that can win the master class. Yeah, just a lot to do in that. And I got Dark Souls 1, 2, twice, and 3. Dark Souls was a series that I remember hearing about, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's really hard," and all. I was just like, "That doesn't sound appealing to me. I don't know why I would want to play a game just hard." Like, oh, the whole thing is it's hard. Well, that's not. I mean, I like games that I like to be hard, but I don't want to just play a game just because it's hard. I never saw any of the gameplay of it, so I didn't know what it actually was. And it was only I was watching PlayStation Access, probably like whatever their 7 weekly video. You've probably seen that. And then I think it auto played into them playing Dark Souls 2. And I was like, what's this game? Like, what are this art style? I like this environmental design. Like, I like the characters. What is this? Oh, it's Dark Souls 2. Oh, I have Demon Souls from PS Plus. I want to go back and play that. Then I played that, loved it. Went and got Dark Souls, got the platinum on that, loved it. Bought Dark Souls 2 shortly after. You can see, like, a couple of months later. Yeah, and then I was excited. That was when Bloodborne then became my most anticipated game because I think Bloodborne was actually announced. probably like the week before, probably when I was playing Dark Souls 2, to be honest. Might have been, no, well, probably June actually, wouldn't it? It would have been like, I finished Dark Souls, Bloodborne was announced, I played Dark Souls 2. That's probably what happened. Love Dark Souls, amazing series. Probably my favourite still is the first one, just because I like the interconnected level design. And I can't remember if I said this about Bloodborne or not, but I never look anything up when I'm playing through the Souls games. I don't know why. I do it for every other series and every other game, but I like, I guess because it's supposed to be hard, so I like to not know anything and just figure it out, and then look a guide up after I've finished it, and just do a new game plus and go through, collect whatever you got to do, and what have you. And I've got Darksiders 1, 2, and 3. This is an okay series. I wouldn't say it's like an amazing series. I like Dark Souls 2 probably the best. You have to play through on the hardest difficulty, I think, for that one. First one was like a God of War, like hack and slash. Second one was more like Zelda, I'd say. And then third one's a Souls game. So it's very. And I think there's Genesis, which is like a top down one. I haven't played that one. But yeah, they seem to mix it up every time. Dave the Diver, this was a fun, like cooking, not cooking, fishing. You're fishing and then you're doing like waiting on tables and stuff. It's pretty fun. Pretty easy platinum, but 40 hours apparently it took me. Well, that's what the guide says. Don't know how long it took me. It probably took me about that, to be fair, thinking about it. Daxter. This is an okay game. It's PS Plus Classic. I do love Jack and Daxter, as you'll see later. Day of the Tentacle. This is an easy game. That was an old point and click game. Days Gone. Didn't really care for Days Gone, but I got the platinum. It kept going on. Eventually, story. I was like, it's going to end soon. It kept going. I thought it was going to end, kept going. But eventually I finished it, looked at the trophies. I only needed like 3 trophies, so cleaned it up. But yeah, I didn't really care for it. Although I went back and started doing some of the DLC and actually found the gameplay to be quite fun. So maybe I'll have to actually go back and do the new game plus and maybe I'll like it. Dead Dungeon, this is like a little 2D platformer, 6 out of 10 apparently. I don't remember it being that hard, but yeah, it might have been. I don't know. It's kind of similar to like Super Meat Boy. This was like an easier version of Super Meat Boy. Dead Rising 2. I think this is my longest ever cleanup. 14 years, 10 months. I did all the co-op trophies back there in on the PS3 with my friend. Just playing for, didn't even know there were co-op trophies. I think we just did it, just playing through it. Then I went back and boosted the multiplayer in 2024, I want to say, and then I cleaned up the rest of the trophies I had, which was mostly collecting. I think you have to like collect loads of stuff. Like what is it? Yeah, use every type of melee weapon on a zombie. Create all the combo weapons. Use every type of novelty weapon. Yeah, and then of course the big grind of Dead Rising. Kill 72,000 zombies, which you just drive. If I can see if I just got a video or something of it. Well, you just drive basically, yeah, this route. You get in there's a car here. You have to get unlock the keys somehow. I can't remember how you unlock it, but you go out here, drive around here, drive down there, go down this little bit. There's a load of zombies spawn there. Go around the roundabout, come back, go round, and then eventually, once your car isn't destroyed enough, you go in this door here, or one of maybe yeah, that door's where I go in. Then come immediately back out, run back to the cars as a new one spawn, and you just keep doing that over and over again until you've got 72,000 zombies. Because if you don't know about Dead Rising, you have a time limit, so you only have a certain amount of time. As you can see, there's got sort of aim goals you should aim for. So day one, you should have by 7 p.m. 10,000 kills. Day two at 7 a.m. 22,000 kills, and so on until you get 72,000 kills just before the ending, I guess, because they're saying 7 a.m. 70,000 kills, and then 10 a.m. the ending. But I did the that's the 72-hour method. I did the 93-hour method because you just have to go do a few missions, do those missions. You get an extra 21 hours. And you can easily do those missions earlier than the 21 hours in the game. This is 93 hours in game, not 93 hours in real life. I think it's only like uh I don't know how many. Does it say how many hours it is in real life? It's like 10 hours or something. Yeah, just a big grind. Then I got Dead Space 1 remake, Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 on PS3. Big fan of Dead Space. I've not 3. 3 was not good. That's why it took me 10 years to actually go back and get the platinum. But yeah, Dead Space 2, you've got the hardcore difficulty, which was I did this back in 2011 when there were no guides, and even if there were, I wouldn't use them anyway because as you can clearly tell, if you notice right below, complete the game on Zealot setting. Right, I did it on the 4th of August, and I did hardcore on the 11th. Now, if you know this game, what they recommend you do in the guide, as I've found out, is you get a foam finger through beating on hardcore difficulty that well, the foam finger is basically just a one-shot kill weapon. That's why I used Dead Space 3 for, I think, on hardest difficulty or something. I actually used the guide for this. So yeah, I made that harder than it actually had to be. I had a few times I remember like dying. Dead Space 2, I don't know if I did I even explain this properly? I don't know. The hardcore setting, I don't know if I explained what the hardcore setting actually is. Three saves for the whole game. So you can save like let's say you save in chapter 4, then you die in chapter 9, you'd go back to chapter 4, right? If you saved in chapter 9, you go to chapter 9, you go back to that save file, you could load that save on chapter 9. So that's what you do. You save like 4, 9, and then chapter 13 or something. I think that is like 15 chapters or something. I can't remember, but yeah, you'd plan out your saves from knowing the game, from playing through it. I'm sure there's probably a guide now that tells you this is the best place to save. But for me, I was making my own choices when to save. Like, I know this part's hard. I'm going to save just before it or just after it, I guess. Maybe I did that way. I can't remember which way I did it, but really fun games. I wish they'd do another one, but they're never going to because I don't think the remake did very well. Deadly Premonition Director's Cut. This is kind of like a Resident Evil style, like open world game. Kind of. It's really janky, but it's actually pretty funny. Death Stranding Director's Cut. This is quite grindy. You have to level up all of the bases to max. I think it is fabricate all weapons, upgrade, complete all at least 20 deliveries at Legend of Legends. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Anyway, you have to level up all of the air like bases and that you have to go back and forth between loads of bases, leveling up each one by just doing deliveries over and over again. But it's a really fun game. I don't really understand the story. I don't know if you're meant to or not. I don't know. Does anyone understand it? Deathloop. This is okay game. I liked it. Not as much as Dishonored, which I'll get to. Dishonored's a lot better. I wish it was more like Hitman, but it wasn't. Deliver Us Mars I've done twice and Deliver Us Moon twice. These are okay, sort of. I think these are indie games. Deliver Us the Moon I liked more than Mars, but yeah, pretty easy platinums. Then I got Demon Souls on PS3 twice, EU and NA version, and I got the PS4, PS5 remake. I mean, yeah. So Demon Souls, as I said, this was what I went back and played after I saw Dark Souls 2. I downloaded Demon Souls from PS Plus that I had, and yeah, I loved it. And then I ended up going through Dark Souls and all that. Yeah, the remake I really like. I know a lot of people who are big Demon Souls fans don't like it because the atmosphere's changed. And I do understand what they're saying, like certain areas, like the dungeon, the dungeon, the prison. That's what I'm trying to say. The prison feels completely different. The swamp you can actually see on the PS5 version. You can see like the other side of the swamp, which on the PS4, 3 version you couldn't see, and you can see 3 inches in front of you. Annoying, honestly. Not rather than it wasn't really harder. I mean, it's harder by one difficulty because of that probably, but they're by far the easiest Souls-like games, I'd say. Nothing really difficult on them. Beat the bosses. I guess you have to get all the rings and things in this game, or weapons. But you pretty much get those for playing through the games. Like most of the Souls games, the games themselves are hard, but the platinums are actually really easy. Deponia, this is another point and click game. Desert Child, this is weird like racing. You like it's like pod racing kind of thing. If I can, it doesn't show like that. Yeah, but you're driving like these. Yeah, you're basically like a pod racer from Star Wars. Destroy All Humans. I got 1 and 2, and then the remakes of 1 and 2. These I played these as a kid and I really enjoyed them. Destructible Environment. I think they're made by Pandemic Games, who made Mercenaries, and or did they make, or maybe they did make this as well as Saboteur, which that's a good game that's coming up later. Yeah, pretty easy platinums, pretty fun though. I got Detroit Become Human, which I liked, but not as much as Heavy Rain, which will come up later. I can't remember it. Do you have to go through this multiple times? It says 3 playthroughs to be fair, so yeah, I guess you do. Just Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided. Human Revolution is apparently a 6 out of 10, which I do remember this one being harder than Mankind Divided. Mankind Divided is ultra rare though, which is probably because it's kind of buggy. Like I remember you have to go through these games without setting off an alarm through the whole game. Human Revolution worked fine. Mankind Divided, I beat it twice and it didn't give me the trophy for beating it with no alarms either time. And then the third time I went through the whole game without setting off an alarm, it actually gave me the trophy. So whether or not there was an alarm being set off somewhere that I never saw be set off, because on the guide it says if you get set off an alarm, right, it will come up with the tutorial for alarms. And at the end of the game, I could still do that and then reload my save after because I did it and I was like, what? It didn't pop. I went back, loaded my save, got deliberately caught, the tutorial came up. So I was like, well, I haven't done it then, so I don't know why it didn't give me the trophy, but it was just buggy. And then you have to do this weird, I can't remember what it's called, like breach mode, yeah, where it's all like these kind of like Metal Gear Solid's VR missions. They're just not fun. So I think most people just don't bother with those. Yeah, and on from the looks of Deus Ex Human Revolution, you have to do it without killing anyone as well, and be on the hardest difficulty. So I guess I did that at the same time by the looks of it. Then I've got Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, and 5. I haven't done 4 yet. I need to go back and do that. Devil May Cry 1, I don't know why it's an 8 out of 10. It's pretty damn easy. Devil May Cry 2 is terrible. Devil May Cry 3 is probably overall the best game in the series for me, I would say. Even though 5 I think is better in a lot of ways. It's just I don't like these levels. It's kind of like Crash Bandicoot 4, I guess, in this way for me, where because even though they've added more stuff, I don't like some of the characters you play as, so it's not as fun because of that. You have to beat the game with an S rank on all difficulties, which basically means you have to go through every single difficulty, which is what this is why I think it's a dumb trophy. Why do I not just have to do it on the hardest difficulty? If I can get an S rank on Dante Must Die, then I can get an S rank on normal or whatever, human difficulty they call it. You know, it's just silly. But yeah, on the PS5 version as well, you do have to beat the bloody palace, all the characters, which that's pretty easy. It's just like 100 floors you have to go through. I think it's 100 floors. And if you die, you go back to the beginning. But you know, that's not that hard. It's actually just S ranks on every mission that's annoying. Some of them, I'd say, most of the missions are actually pretty easy to do on S rank. It's just a couple that are really annoying. I think it was like mission 3 was the one I found hardest to do. Then I got Digimon, Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, Survive, and World Next Order. These, I've always been a big Digimon fan since PS1. I played Digimon World, and this Digimon World Next Order, this is like a sequel to that. Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, Hacker's Memory is a sequel to Cyber Sleuth, or it's like an alternate timeline. Well, it's not an alternate timeline. It takes place at the same time, but you're a different character. These are like turn-based RPGs, quite grindy. You have to do all these side missions, and I think you have to capture all the Digimon, like level them up and all that. Collect. Oh yeah, Digimon medals. This was as well. You have to get all these 500 Digimon medals, and a lot of them are RNG from these machines. I don't know if it will show it. Yeah. No, it doesn't show it, but yeah, it's like a few hundred of them are from like just constantly going up to these machines. I think 300 of them are like that. Then some of them drop from monsters that you have to kill to like farm them until they drop them. Some of them you get from missions. Yeah, it's a lot to do to get these. And then 30 Colosseum battles. That's kind of an online trophy, but you can if you try and search for an online game, it will just put you against bots if no one's on, which no one is. Digimon Survive. This is like a tactical RPG. It's a lot of reading. It actually takes about 70 hours, not 30, because the guide writer says if you skip all the dialogue, all the text, which if you skip all the story, you can get it done faster. But I want to play the game and enjoy it. Yeah, so that's an easy platinum though, because it's just mostly reading. And then yeah, Digimon World Next Order. This is the sequel to Digimon World, as I said earlier. And this one you have to. This one's like a different type of game where you have your two Digimon with you. You don't capture Digimon. You instead just train those two up. It's like the original Digimon World. 'Cause that's the character there on the left here from the original Digimon World, but he's older. Um, yeah, I think it's supposed to be a sequel, but I never finished Digimon World on PS1. It's way too hard. I mean, this game's hard. I don't know what difficulty they put it as. 5 out of 10. Yeah, yeah, it probably is about that with a guide. To be fair, without a guide, it's probably bloody impossible as well because you don't know how it works. It doesn't really explain the game very well, but you've got all these stats and like how your level, how each stat is compared to other stats. It will digivolve to different Digimon. If you don't look after it properly and let it just like you don't feed it, you don't take it to the toilet when it needs to go, it will just digivolve into this yellow poo called I think it's Sukamon, which is what I was used to get on the PS1 version. For anyone that's played that, you probably had that a lot because it didn't explain it, and you get that again in this. But it's pretty cool. You like recruit Digimon back to your town, and then it grows the town, and you get new features that help you level up your Digimon easier. And yeah, it's a fun game. It's really grindy. Dirt 2, and then I've got Dirt 5 twice. Well, this one being an auto pop. This was the only time I've done the PS4 version and auto pop the PS5 version. like that. Because basically what happened is I downloaded Dirt 5, thinking it was a PS5 version, started playing it, realized it was the PS4 version, and then I was like, oh, I'll just finish it up on PS4 and I'll just auto pop the PS5 version. And then maybe if I want to do the DLC, I'll do the PS5 version. But yeah, I never went back into DLC, so. Dirt 3 I enjoyed. Oh, Dirt 2, I mean. I haven't played Dirt. I played Dirt 3, but I didn't enjoy it because that's why I haven't done it. Dirt 2, I remember being fun. Dishonored 1 twice, Dishonored 2, and Dishonored Death of the Outsider. Yeah, I love Dishonored. Dishonored 2, I think, has some of the best level design. Probably one of the most underrated games on PS4. I would probably review that as a 10 out of 10 game. Although the story, I don't really care too much about the story. It's okay. I'm not too big a fan of the actual world of Dishonored either, but just the level design, just really good. I think you have to go through the whole game. You have to do it without getting spotted yet, and without using supernatural powers, which can be kind of tricky from what I remember. But it was, yeah, it's fun. Dissection. This is like an easy horror game there. 43% though. Not as that one actually doesn't have a guide. Divinity Original Sin. This was made by the developers who made Baldur's Gate 3, but I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Apparently, it's a lot better than this one, from what I've heard. Yeah, it was like a lot of reading in this game. It's a 9 out of 10 because you have to go through on, I, I think it's like tactical difficulty or something like that. Basically it deletes your save, but you can back it up. So that's why what I did, I just kept backing up every so often. And there's a guide that pretty much can tell you through each encounter what to do. So I just used that. So I'd say it's not really a 9 if you follow that, but yeah, it is a hard game. Even when you first start it, you're like, well, I don't even know what's going on. It's a very overwhelming, like CRPG. It's the only one I've ever played. So yeah, maybe if I play another one, feel less overwhelming because I actually know what I'm doing a bit more. DMC Devil May Cry. Yeah, I went back and finished that one up. That's actually almost Ultra F, 5.04%. This one was okay. I don't really consider this a DMC game because it's not Dante and Virgil. They're just some other guys. But the gameplay is really fun. Doki Doki didn't really care for this. Doom and Doom Eternal. I'm not really a big Doom fan. It was okay. The platinum was pretty easy on Doom, and then Doom Eternal you have to do multiplayer, which was yeah, I boosted that. It was kind of annoying. And they've got Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Dragon Age: The Veil Guard. Yeah, this does show it says 2026 for Dragon Age 1 and 2, but those were I just went back and did a little bit of DLC. So I got the platinums for those when they came out. Yeah, I've been a big Dragon Age fan since Origins, and yeah, that's why Veilguard pretty disappointing. The writing's just not good. The actual also about Veilguard, the combat is fun, and the level design, the puzzles and things really fun. I think some of the arts, like boxes in the distance and things, very nice. But the story and the characters are terrible. My favourite characters in the Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Veilguard, are the Griffin and the Skeleton, who don't talk, which is not great when you're in a series where you've got Dragon Age Origins, where you've got characters like Morrigan and Leliana, or you know what I'm saying, like iconic characters that you connected to. And that's what made the games great, and the decisions and how it was going to change the story. In Veilguard, I don't think its decisions mattered at all, but yeah. Inquisition, for some reason, is an 8 out of 10. I don't know why. I think you have to play on hard, but yeah, nightmare difficulty without lowering the difficulty. I don't remember that being too bad. So yeah, I mean, it's got 25,000 people have done it. It can't be that bad. Dragon Ball The Fighters, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 and 2. I've done 2 twice. One's partial auto pop. Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection, and I've got Ultimate Tenkaichi, Dragon Ball Z Battle Z, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and then on all the top of that, and then Dragon Ball Z, or just Dragon Ball The Breakers. I mean, I love Dragon Ball, as you can tell. I would say my favourite still the Budokai old like PS2 games. This HD collection, Budokai 3. It was a really weird collection actually. This it only had Budokai 1 and 3. 2 was not included for some reason. I don't know. Here's the HD collection. Here's only 1 and 3. Like okay. Yeah, Xenoverse incredibly grindy. You had to get all of the super and ultimate attacks, and this was basically just you'd have to let's say you want to get Frieza's super attack. There'd be a mission where you kill Frieza at the end or whatever, and when you kill him, it will drop it. It'll come up like new skill acquired, and then you check it at the end of the mission. You go to the end of the mission, and it would be probably a skill you didn't need, so you have to do it again and again and again. Some of the missions quite hard and do take a while. And the RNG, it's just RNG, so sometimes it can take forever. Dragon Ball The Breakers as well. I really enjoyed this. Was like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th game where you're playing as Cell or Freezer or whatever, and you're hunting down normal people. Pretty fun actually, I thought. Not too bad. I think there's a trophy where you have to finish 50 matches as a raider. That's yeah, that's grinding because you're not obviously going to get to be the raider every time. You're going to mostly be like random NPCs. Well, they're not NPCs because you do play as them, but you know what I mean, like random people. And yeah, this was the hard one. Defeat a raider with an attack during an ultimate dragon change. So when you get all the Dragon Balls, you can change into like Goku and then fight the raider. But yeah, it's hard to actually get all the Dragon Balls and make the wish and then do that and then actually beat them in a fight because you're not still stronger than them. Hope that the person you're playing against is rubbish. And eventually I got it. Someone it was. So yeah, I got that. Then I got Dragon Quest 11 twice. I got the normal version and the S version. The S version takes 30 hours longer. I don't know. It's not hard. I don't know why it's two difficulty points higher, but yeah, it does definitely take longer to platinum because they added in a few like extra things, but it's the same exact game. It's just they added in like these extra areas for some reason. I don't know. The new areas were not that good. Honestly, I'd say just play the normal version just to save yourself that extra few hours of content that's not that great. But yeah, Dragon Quest XI is an amazing game. I need to play more Dragon Quest games. Then I got Dragon's Crown, which this is a grindy game. You have to play through. It took me 11 years. You have to play through with all six characters, and I think you have to fill the entire treasure art gallery. Which this way it has me multiple characters. Have to complete the game as all characters on the same save file. Yeah, so you have to beat the game 6 times and grind to level 99. Just yeah, it's like a beat 'em up game. It's fun. It's like a co-op. This is made by the same people that made 13 Sentinels, Vanillaware. This is a really good company. Dreams, this game sucks. I don't honestly know why I bothered grinding that one out, but I did. I think what was it? Getting to level rank. Well, there's some of these. It's Dreamer level 30. Yeah, it took forever. I would play like there's a couple of good levels. I would say there's one that someone made like a Banjo Kazooie level that was really good, and Dredge. This is like a weird fishing game, kind of horror-ish, pretty fun, easy platinum. Drive Club, got the platinum on this. It's ultra rare just because it's shut the servers down. It's actually not that hard to get the platinum. 100% is impossible for me. I'm never going to do that. I can do it because I got the DLC, but it's just too hard. Echo Shift. This is a puzzle game where you shift the world around and you have to get this guy to like a door in a certain amount of time. So it's a pretty fun game. Odin Chronicle 100 Heroes. This is a JRPG. We have to do a lot of stuff. Like, let's have a look. Collect all the treasure chests. Won all the races because these. You have to level up these egg foot. Get one of these. You have to keep uh, breeding these till you get an S rank, and then you can beat these races. You have to beat every single hero at cards. That takes ages because there's 100 and something heroes. That's why it's called 100 Heroes. You're basically like the gimmick of this game. It's actually a spiritual successor to Suikoden. I think it was made by the original creator of Suikoden. And the whole thing of those games is that you could recruit hundreds of characters, and some of them would be able to fight in your party. Like most of them, I think you can get like in this game, I think 80 something of them fight in your party and the other ones go back to town and start a shop or start, whatever. They start a new Beyblade tournament. That's one of the things you have to do in this. Yeah, just a lot of stuff you have to do in that game. Really grindy. Chronicle Rising. It's like a prequel game. It's a completely different side scroller. Elden Ring. I've done twice. For some reason, the PS5 version is easier and shorter than the PS4 version, which I don't think is accurate. Great game. I do prefer the more linear style than the open world in the From Software games, but it's cool to give you a perspective, but not. It doesn't actually. I still prefer when you get to like the castle or Hogwarts, as I always call it. Ender Lilies, Quiet as the Nights. This is like a 2D game that's I guess, kind of Soulsy in some ways, but yeah, I mean that maybe that's 31%, a 7 out of 10, which seems kind of crazy. Don't remember it being that hard. Endling Extinction is Forever. This is a sad little fox game. Then you got a couple of I've got a couple of Energy Balance, Energy Cycle. Those are just disgusting games. Should never have played them. Then I got a couple of enigmatic games, which were point and click games that like I said, I used to enjoy those quite a bit at that point. Enslaved Odyssey to the West. This is a weird game, honestly. So if you get to the end of this game, very strange ending. But yeah, pretty fun game. Like you're going through and if I can click on it, it's based on the same thing as Dragon Ball, and which is Odyssey to the West or Journey to the West. And yeah, you play as this guy. I think he's called Son Goku. Maybe I'm not too sure. He's got a little cloud like the Nimbus cloud from Dragon Ball and everything. And he's got the stick. You fight with the stick, the from Dragon Ball as well. Ether One. This was a puzzle game that came to PS Plus. Pretty sad, honestly, ending and stuff. The story's pretty sad, but yeah, pretty easy platinum. It was very buggy when I played it. Even tied this another point and click game I played. Everybody's gone to the Rapture. I hate this game. It sucks. It's really boring. Evil West. This was it's like a throwback PS2 game. It's like a third person shooter. Pretty fun. Not I would say do you have to play for this on hard. Yeah, beat the game on evil difficulty. Yeah, kind of tricky, I think, in a couple of parts, but yeah, not too bad. F1 Race Stars, I recently went back and did this. This is a kart racer with F1 racers. Uh, Really weird they did this. They did this as a one-off game, never did another one. But yeah, it's a really fun game. Pretty hard. I found it personally much harder than a 4 out of 10, but I'm probably just not very good. Then I got Fallout 3, Fallout 4 twice, Fallout 76, Fallout Shelter, and Fallout New Vegas. Fallout is one of my favorite series. I do have the 100% on all of them except 76 because 76 is just not that good, and I can't be bothered to play that 76. But I do feel like I should go back and get the 100% just so I have 100% on all Fallout games. But eh, I'd rather they just remaster Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas so I can play them again because those are my two favorite ones. Platinum wise, are all very easy. New Vegas, I think you had to go through on survival mode, maybe. You play the game from start to finish in hardcore mode, but that's very easy to be fair. But yeah, that's probably why it's rated as a 5 out of 10. I remember getting kicked out of all the casinos as well. That's funny in that game. And yeah, just Fallout's just a fun series. I used to just play these games and just like walk around for hours, not actually going for the trophies. Even after I got the platinum, I still played Fallout 3 in New Vegas for years. And I got Far Cry 3 twice, Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6, Primal, and New Dawn. Yeah, Far Cry series is okay. I actually really like 6 a lot because I think the higher frame rate makes the gameplay a lot more fun. They're okay games. They're not amazing. Like stories are okay. The gunplay's decent. It's not the best gunplay I would say, but it's not bad. They're just fine open world first person shooters, which there aren't any other open world first person shooters that I know about. So I mean, Borderlands maybe is kind of open world, but it's more like zones. Then I got FIFA 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Yeah, as you see, I did not have any EAFC because I stopped playing after 23 when they switched to EAFC, which I guess would be EAFC 24 will be the first one you can get on that. It kind of felt like a good jumping off point because I'd had enough of FIFA by that point. Um, yeah, I didn't really enjoy FIFA as much probably from 16 onwards. I don't know why two's a 2 out of 10, 15's a 2 out of 10, and 20 hours. All these guides I feel like are wrong. 40 hours for a FIFA game. Who's getting FIFA 17 in 30 hours, really? Okay, some people are doing it that fast, but not many. I feel like that. I don't even know how you can do it that fast. You must be spending money because I'm not spending money on Ultimate Team. FIFA Platinums, of course. I'd say FIFA 12's one I doesn't get spoken about too much. You have to get 85 million club value in Ultimate Team, which back then, without spending any real money, took forever. That was like, I mean, the game came out when did it come out? September, and I got it in November. I probably played that every day, just grinding coins to buy packs, so I could then get my club value up, whatever. That just took forever. And I probably did it inefficiently because I wasn't looking at guides back then. So yeah, still just ridiculous. So many Ultimate Team grinds, pro clubs. I mean, FIFA 19 is a 9 out of 10, but I feel like that one, because I checked this the other day, I think, didn't I? And this one doesn't have the hardest trophy in this Division 4. Get to Division 4 in Ultimate Team, but I feel like there's one where it was draft. Was that 20? I said Division 4 again, and it also had that stupid Volta minigame, which was awful grind. Yeah, just a lot of FIFA that I played, which I enjoyed most of them at the time, but now I'm like, ugh, I just can't. Still love football. I'm watching the World Cup at the minute, obviously, but the FIFA games, I feel like they just focused on Ultimate Team and just, I just wanted to go back to more career mode stuff and make the actual gameplay better. I think the gameplay's been getting worse and worse each year. So then I get into Final Fantasy. I got Final Fantasy 9, Type 0, 7, 7 Remake twice, 8, 10, 10 2, 12, 13, 13 2, and 15. So yeah, let's go through like what's Final Fantasy 9, of course, the jump rope. I did that without using the script, and it hurt my thumb for about a week because of all that tapping. It was just, yeah, not really worth it. Probably just use the script, I would say, honestly, for anyone else if you care to do it that way. But yeah, it was really dumb to be honest. Just such a stupid trophy. And then the one that's also annoying that people don't talk about: kill 10,000 enemies. This takes so many hours because by the time you've done every other trophy, you have like I don't know 2,500 kills, 3,000 kills or something. So you're just running. You put auto battle on, put 3 times speed boost on, and just run up and down area where hopefully you'll get like 4 or 5 enemies to spawn. Just yeah, Type 0 is pretty easy. Seven's easy. 7 remake going through on hard difficulty. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. The house fight. And then the DLC against Vice was pretty difficult, but I know they've made this a lot easier now. I haven't played Rebirth either, which now they've made it easy. Kind of sucks because I'm not going to be using any of that stuff, but anyone looks at my list will just assume I use the boosts, which, yeah, that's why I don't like that. They've done that. Final Fantasy 8, that's an easy one again. Nothing really too hard, just pretty much get through. I think it's maybe you have to do a bit of triple triad or whatever, do you? Oh, I collect the magazines. I think. Kill 1,000 enemies, yeah. So it's like a less grindy version. Just have to kill 1,000 enemies. I think that was my last trophy. Final Fantasy X, of course, you got to max out the sphere grid, do the chocobo race in 0 seconds, get everyone's ultimate weapon, beat all of the Dark Aeons. Just, yeah, a lot to do in that one. 10-2, you have to follow a guide through the whole bloody game, and then to get the 100% basically, because if you talk to someone in the wrong order, you'll lose half a percent, and it's just really dumb. I don't know why I did that. Uh, I got I followed a guide through the whole game and I still got 99%. But then what you do is you go into New Game Plus and there's a choice of like at the end of Act 1, as long as you make the opposite choice, you'll gain a percent there. So because there's more than 100% actually completion in the game. I think there's actually like 108%. Just dumb that. And then yeah, you also have to do this other thing that what's it called? This tower. There's like another you get another game mode. It's called a final mission, I think. Yeah, last mission. So last mission is like an extra 5 to 10 hour game, like standalone game. There's sort of a sequel to 10-2, and you have to go all the way up to the top of this tower. It's like a grid based thing. It's not very fun. I did not like that. 12 is easy, I would say, because you can basically set up your characters to fight for themselves. 13 was pretty grindy for getting all the weapons and equipment. You have to hold every piece of equipment in the game. And then 13-2 is pretty simple, might remember. 15, I don't think there's anything too hard in 15. It's just maybe the Adamantoise takes a few hours or something to kill. I think there's some ring you can get. I don't remember if I even did. I've heard about a ring, but I don't think I did get the ring. I don't think I knew about it. Yeah, so my favourite Final Fantasy game is, I would say 10, then 7, then 9. That's my top three. And then probably 13 actually is my number 4. Well, I am currently playing 16 and 14, and yeah, 16 might end up in my top three. I don't know. I'm liking it. We'll see. Final Horizon is like a tower defense game. Pretty difficult. I found it is a 6 out of 10 apparently. So yeah, I think you could probably use a guide though. I feel like and just copy what they do for tower defense games. But I don't know. I didn't, and I did find it quite hard. Foreclosed. This is like a third-person shooter game. It's pretty simple, pretty quick. Not that good. Forspoken. Yeah, this game. The writing is terrible. The story is bad for probably the first 85% of the story is not good. Then the last 15% is okay. That's what I would say from the story. Didn't really like any of the characters. My favorite character is probably the Cuff. But yeah, the gameplay, like the traversal around the open world, really fun. The combat, like doing the magic, actually really fun. So there is fun to be had in the game. Freedom Wars. This is like a Monster Hunter game because so during the Vita days, Monster Hunter was exclusive to 3DS and the Wii U, and because Sony knew that in Japan, Monster Hunter is huge. If you didn't know that, like everyone would play Monster Hunter on the train apparently on PSP, and so Sony was really worried about this going exclusive. And like I think Shuei Yoshida said that they had an emergency meeting as soon as they announced that Nintendo announced that Monster Hunter was exclusive. They were like, "Get everyone in. We need to get what's our plan? Like, what are we doing for Vita?" So, Freedom Wars is one of the games that they greenlit because of this, or funded. I don't know if they. I think maybe they own it. Let's have a look. It was studio, yeah, Sony Japan Studio, yeah. So Sony Computer Entertainment Japan Studio, of course. That they've shut down. Brilliant. And yeah, this like what it is. The gimmick of this was you had this like grappling hook thing, and you can grapple into the monsters and like attack certain parts of them. They kind of added that in once in a world, to be fair. Well, yeah, I guess Iceborne they added it in, didn't they? Grapple thing. Um, the hardest trophies, yeah, just leveling up weapons level 10. That's grinding because you need to grind like high level. Was it defeat a Peltatum or Ultitum class abductor while playing offline without falling once in battle? I don't remember what that is, but it must be like the hardest version. And yeah, reduce your sentence to 500,000 years or below, because this was the whole thing in this game that you were fighting for your freedom because you're born with a million year prison sentence because resources on Earth are so scarce that you existing is like a blight on the resources. So you have to earn your prisoner. You have to fight against other prisoners. Basically, you're fighting. It's an interesting story. Fuel, this was a PS3 racing game that was, I think this is actually the most hacked game on PS3. Only 524 platinum achievers, but this was like the most hacked game on PS3 because you could just use someone else's save file. I, of course, have not done that. That's why I haven't been removed from the leaderboards. I actually did it legit, and this game was hard. Win all the 190 challenges, I remember that being hard, and the same with win all the 216 stars in career mode. The whole gimmick of this game as well was it was like a massive map, and so there was these trophies here, like free ride from White Flats camp to Pinwheels Ridge without resorting to the chopper, which is like the fast travel. Um, so basically, the game would crash if you drove too far in one map or at one go. So you'd try and drive this. These two locations are like what corner to the other corner. So you have to drive across the whole map, and it's massive. It takes like an hour or something to drive all the way across. So and then it would crash just as you were about to get there, and that was yeah, really annoying. Gun Double Piece. This is like a light gun game. It's a pretty funny game to be honest. It's very much a meme game. Game of Thrones. This Telltale game obviously really easy. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I didn't really care for this. I played it 'cause it came to PS Plus. I thought it might get me into Game of Thrones. It did not, because it's definitely for Game of Thrones fans. Geometric Sniper Blood in Paris. This is like a game where you're sort of sniper little like stick men walking around and stuff. Ghost of Tsushima. This was a really good game. Obviously, I'm pretty sure if you got this far, you're probably a trophy hunter. You probably got this, or you know about it. So don't really need to say too much of that. It's an open world game, collect everything, do all the stuff. Ghostbusters, the video game. This I played on PS3, but it's unobtainable. So I've got the PS4 version here. I'd say the most annoying trophy on this is not hard. I think you'd have to play on hard maybe, but you have to to complete it on professional difficulty. Don't know why. I think 2 out of 10 is a bit low. I'd say 3 out of 10. You have to complete the game with less than 100,000 in property damage. Now, yeah, when you're using these beams shooting around, some of the stuff is worth like thousands, tens of thousands. So on certain levels, you need to be very careful to not destroy stuff. But it's not too bad as long as you're careful. You know that's a trophy. If you don't know if it's a trophy, you're probably just going to be destroying stuff because it's fun to destroy stuff in games. And I've done Ghost Runner twice and Ghost Runner 2. These are really fun games. I think Ghost Runner 1 was better than 2. Because you got 2 they had like motorbike and all this other stuff, but yeah, really fun games. Ghostwire Tokyo is open world. Tokyo exploration, you're fighting ghosts and you're doing like Naruto hand signals, which I love Naruto, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. Goat Simulator, everyone's got this. Flappy Goat was not too bad. I mean, I did a lot quicker than I thought. I thought it took me like 6, 7 hours to get this plat. It took it just about 5. I probably went and got something to eat during that as well, but Yeah, it says 2 hours. Maybe that's if you're good at the game, or you actually follow a guide. I think I just played through it and just did whatever, found what to do myself. God of War, I've done twice. God of War 2018 version, and I've got God of War 2 twice, God of War 3 and remastered, God of War Ragnarok, Ascension, Chains of Olympus, and Ghost of Sparta, which is all the God of War games except the new Metroidvania one that I haven't played yet. I do need to do the PS4 stack of Ragnarok as well if I want to get all stacks. And yeah, I've been a big God of War fan since PS2. I remember playing the demo on PS2 and it just amazed me. I was like, I couldn't believe the graphics that were possible on PS2 and just the spectacle of everything. It was yeah, pretty amazing. And looking back, it's kind of funny because it's not really that incredible. But God of War 3 still is that amazing. Definitely better than the new. I'm not that big a fan of the new ones. I like them, but I wish they'd just do a new IP. To be honest, like the new game they're doing, the God of War Le Fay or whatever. I'm sure it'll be fun, and I'll play it and get the platinum. But I wish they would just do a new IP. Yeah, I'd say the Vita version of God of War 1 was probably the hardest because you have to do like the speed run. Same as the PS3 version to be fair, but the Vita version is just harder just because you're on Vita. You've got the little analog sticks and all that. God of War is like a puzzle game, pretty easy platinum. Gotham Knights. Yeah, not great. I only played this because I really like Batman and yeah, the 30 FPS really did not feel good. The story was okay, not amazing. I'd rather they just made a Batman game. It took them like 8 years to release this, and then it was meh. God of War 3, God of War, Grand Theft Auto 3 three times, GTA 4, GTA 5 three times, San Andreas three times, Vice City three times. So yeah, I've played a lot of GTA. I've done like the PS2 games. I did them back on PS2 as well, 100% of them. And GTA 4, I think I did it before it came out with trophies as well, and then I went back and did it since it got trophies. The multiplayer in GTA 4, I played with people who were. I'm no offense if you end up watching this far or somehow, you were the people I played with, but I'm convinced they might not have had hands. They were so bad. This is the trophies. You have to beat these missions in these times, right? Now, for one of them, I can't remember which one is it. You have to fly a helicopter to like a top of you fly a helicopter on top of this building, right? And then you go clear the floors all the way down, and then a boat hopefully will spawn, and you can blow the boat up with an RPG, and then get in the helicopter, fly back to your house. That's all I was trying to do with this guy. He was so bad. Uh, I would fly the helicopter there. He drives the car there. He would take ages to get the car there. I don't know what. He'd get lost or something every time. I would be basically cleared the whole building pretty much by this time. He would get there, basically almost immediately die straight away. And you could see the scoreboard at the end of the mission. He would have like 2 kills, 3 deaths against the co-op, and the co-op missions like against the AI. And I would have like there's things like 60 enemies. I'd killed like 57 of them, and maybe I'd died once every few attempts of the mission because it's auto aim, and you just like I don't know. I don't mind playing with people that aren't that good, and it didn't bother me really. But it's just like I just couldn't believe how bad he was. And then he got the helicopter. Right, so that's what he was supposed to clear up the building and then fly down to with the helicopter to where I am, where I'll blow up the boat. Now the boat wouldn't spawn after time, and if the boat didn't spawn, we would just restart because that's the easiest way to do it. But then the boat did spawn. I blew it up. He flies the helicopter in, crashes it on the way down. I'm like, oh god, yeah, because we're on the way back basically. He was flying us back, and we were there. We had enough time, and he crashed into the building instead of landing just carefully. And we respawned too far away. By the time we ran back round, we missed out by like a few seconds. And then, so then I was like, "You just fly the helicopter down to me, get out. I'll then fly the helicopter back." Right. So that's what happened on that one. Then the other mission, we have to fuse the two bombs. Uh, I would land the helicopter on the top, jump down, defuse that bomb. I jump down to the other bomb, do the glitch through the floor, defuse the other bomb, kill myself. Then you respawn on the boat and you jump off the boat, and then that's the end of the mission. He's still on the boat. Like he didn't even do anything basically. And he's still. I'm like, get off the boat. Like I don't know. Just didn't seem to know what was going on. But I smashed. I basically did these missions solo. Is basically what I'm saying. And of course the multiplayer grind, which just takes forever. Yeah, win all multiplayer games as well. That's long. And yeah, of course, the what is it? Highest personal rank in multiplayer. We have to grind that. It takes forever. And yeah, GTA 5, of course. I've auto popped the PS5 version, but yeah, I did it a couple of times before that. Not really too hard for GTA 5, but just grindy. Some of the other GTAs. Gravity Rush, I've done twice, and then Gravity Rush 2. Great games. Honestly, I think the story in Gravity Rush 1 was better, but Gravity Rush 2 had better gameplay. So yeah, it's kind of like you got superpowers, like you're flying around, you're falling actually, but you know, very easy platinum. And yeah, the 100%. This has that thing that I've seen Gravity Rush. You know, like this, like the trophy tiles make the picture. Three different pictures there. It's got like a big forehead. Look at that big head, big brain. Grim Fandango. This is another point and click style game. I think you had to do like tank controls or something. It was kind of annoying. Grease or Gris or whatever. So the indie game kind of boring, I thought. Guacamelee is yeah, I did this is the same game, isn't it, twice. Just this the Super Turbo Championship Edition. I think that has DLC built in maybe. Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania game as well. This is a fun one. I really like this. Some of the platform is kind of tricky, but not too bad. Hades, I've done it twice. Risk, yeah, again a great game. I did use God mode, so makes it easier. Looking forward to Hades 2. Really cool story, with characters and everything. Just kind of annoying you have to give the nectars to certain characters like late into the dungeon, but yeah. Eventually you get those done. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, Half-Blood Prince and Quidditch Champions. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I wish they'd bring out all the old Harry Potter games and I'd do all of them and this would be like a massive section. But yeah, these are all pretty easy. I can't Half-Blood Prince is a 5 out of 10. What? How is this a 5 out of 10? What is difficult about this? Earn the Master of Flying badge. I mean, this is an easy game. I don't remember anything being harder than this. I remember this one had like potion brewing that was fun. Heavy Rain I've done twice. It says one playthrough, which doesn't really make sense because you definitely have to play it more than that to get all of the different choices and all that. So, Jason! Hellblade, Senua Sacrifices. This game was really boring, I thought. Hitman 2. So I've done all the Hitman games, including the 100% and the other ones, but yeah, they don't show up because I'm only showing off my platinums. Hitman 2, I remember being on Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. This is the PS3 remaster of the PS2 game. This one I do remember being quite difficult. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, 6 out of 10 does make sense. From memory, that was the harder one. Yeah, I love Hitman. I wish they'd do another one, but I don't think they're going to anymore because now they've got James Bond. They'll probably be on that. Kind of like Insomniac, where they're just Marvel game studio, which I think kind of sucks personally. But I've done Hogwarts Legacy twice because like I said, big Harry Potter fan. I've read the books. I think over 30 times each. So yeah, Hollow Knight. I did use the exploit on this. I did not really care for the game. Thought it was okay. Not. I don't really get why it's so hyped up, but people like it. That's fair enough. Horizon Chase Turbo. This is like racing games on PS Plus. It's kind of like Outrun. You're like going forward, parallaxing kind of screen. Horizon Zero Dawn and twice and Forbidden West. I really love Horizon. Straight from the first time I ever saw it, I was like, I saw the leaked concept art for this game, and I was like, this is going to be the coolest fucking thing. Robot dinosaurs, let's go. And yeah, it was. I love the story in Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. Aloy, I'm not too big a fan of. She's okay, but I just like the lore and everything that's going on, and especially in Zero Dawn, like when you learn about the Zero Dawn project and all the thing. It was just yeah, it was great. Hot Shots Golf. This is a PS1. I think it's a PS1 game or PSP classic that got brought to PS5. Hot Wheels Unleashed and Wheels Unleashed 2. Pretty fun little racing games there. I thought I kind of tricky the first one. Get some of the tracks. Hotline Miami. This was pretty damn hard. I thought, and I did have a bug trophy. I think it's like getting in the car. Gets the car 60 times. That bugged. Um, yeah, it's like it's kind of like old like GTA 1, isn't it? That style of game, or at least the perspective is not the actual game because that was open world. But yeah, it was pretty hard to get A plus plus on all the levels. I Am Setsuna. This is a JRPG that's kind of like it reminds me of Final Fantasy X story, or Tales of Symphonia, which I'll get to the Tales series in a little while. It's not the best. It did use the materia system, I think, if I remember from Final Fantasy VII, which there's not many games that do that. So respect for them trying to do that. Uh, IQ Intelligence Cube. These are like classic PS1 games. Ice Age, Scrat's Nutty Adventure. I've really actually enjoyed this as well. I like the 3D platformers, so yeah, it was fun. Immortals Phoenix Rising. This was terribly boring. I thought it was just. I think it's because I played Breath of the Wild, so you play this and it's like, oh, it's a cheap knockoff of Breath of the Wild, and nowhere near as good. Brilliant. And with all the Ubisoft just like open world stuff that not really adding much to the game at all. It's not really a story I cared about. Just yeah, not a great game, in my opinion. Immortals of Avium, this was actually a really fun game. It's like a first person shooter, but you're shooting magic. I don't remember the story being that great, but the world, the idea of the world is cool. I think it's just the characters not that great. But yeah, basically open all the treasure chests. Yeah, just open all the stuff, level up all your magic. Nothing too. I think you have to play on hard as well, but I don't remember that being too difficult. Indiana Jones and Star of Kings is a PS1 game, pretty easy. I got all the Infamous games. Love Infamous, bring them back. Just yeah, great games. Blast Shards not too bad, I thought, but some people always say about the Blast Shards being annoying. You just pretty much just walk around and spam R3 or whatever it is till they appear on the map. Explosion is like a little shoot 'em up game. Pretty, those are very easy. It Takes Two. I've done that twice. It's a fun co-op game. I'm sure you know about it. I think this one game of the year, so yeah, easy trophies. Jack 3 I've done 3 times. Jack The Lost Frontier twice, and I've done Precursed Legacy 5 times, and Jack 2 twice, and Jack X Combat Racing. So yeah, I am a big Jack and Daxter fan. I do love Precursed Legacy the most. This is the only one that has 5 stacks. I would do 5 stacks the other ones. I haven't done the whatever it is. What's it in like Jack 2? I don't know if you can do it on Jack 3 or not, but I know Jack 2 has a debug menu or something. Oh, yeah, it's 45%. So yeah, that's why, isn't it? Does this one? Oh, it's 30%. Maybe it does. I don't know. Don't know. I'd have to look into it. But yeah, I know there's a debug menu on that, but I did not do that. I just replayed these games every time. Jack 2 is actually pretty bloody hard, especially on Vita. On Vita, that was painful. As you can see, 4 months it took me that time on Vita because there's this part where you have to shoot down, I think like 30 or it might be 50 ships, and you're on this turret, right? And it's inverted controls, and you have to use the left analog stick to aim. So it's inverted. It's on my wrong hand for aiming. I'm not good at aiming with my left hand because I've never done it. I've never practiced. So used to using the right stick. So you're using your left hand. It's a tiny little nub on Vita, and it's inverted, and you have a time limit. And it's like I just couldn't. I just could not do it. It took me so many. I get like two away, 2 ships away from. Oh God, I just. Hmm. I rage quit that for months. I think 'cause if you look at February, that was 2014. When did I do Jack 3 on Vita? That was what did I say? 2014. Yeah, December 2013. Because I gave up on Jack 2 on Vita, and I was like, fuck Jack 2 on Vita. I'm gonna go over to the PS Jack 3 on Vita and do that. And I'll come back to Jack 2, and I did. But yeah, that was annoying. Combat Racing is terrible. That's by far Naughty Dog's worst ever game. Jeanne d'Arc. This is the best PSP classic on the PS5. This is a turn-based tactical RPG like Final Fantasy Tactics. Really good. I really like the story. You think it's just based on Joan of Arc, so you think you know where the story's going to go, and it does go there, but it also has twists and stuff on that. So yeah, good. It has twists on what you think. So yeah, I thought it was a really good game. Was not expecting to like the story, but I did. Jet Motor is a PS1 game that's really easy. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I got this when it came to PS Plus. Pretty easy fighting game. I do like JoJo, but only the first. I watched the first 3 series basically. That's it. Then it changed once it got. I've watched. I think my 4 series. I think Jotaro had 2 series, but yeah. Judgment I've done twice. The PS4 version being, as you can see, 7 out of 10. And I don't know. I don't think it's 120 hours per 80 hours. I think they're about the same hours, but the PS4 version is definitely harder because there's a Puyo Puyo minigame. I think let's have a look if it shows on here. There we go. We've got some gameplay of it here. So look, mute this. Yeah, it's like this. You're like fighting against them at Puyo Puyo, and yeah, it can be. You have to get to, I think it's like level 20. It's like 25 wins in a row or something, and yeah, it can. Let's have a look how much it is. So look, is it 25 wins? 20? Oh, maybe it's 30 wins. Yeah. So yeah, it's if you lose, you have to go back to zero. And when I did this trophy, a lot of people messaged me on PSN the next day, like, "Can you do that for me? I'll pay you." And I was like, I couldn't, even if I wanted to help you, I couldn't do that again. I don't think that was annoying. And for some reason on the PS5 version, they just didn't have that. They just changed it and they put in Sonic the Fighters instead as a mini game. So yeah, uh, I am going for all stacks of all English stacks of the Yakuza games. So I've done both stacks of Judgment there, and you'll see my Yakuza collection later on. Jumping Flash. This is not a jumping. This isn't like Jumping Burger and all that. This is a jumping. This is the PS1 launch game. So yeah, it's a bit of history to have. I like having stuff like that. Bit of a PS1 classic game there. I do want to get all the PlayStation 1 classics and all the PSP classics and all the PS2 classics. That would be cool to have, I think, personally. I've done Just Cause 2, 3, and 4. So, and this is something I've noticed about this series is it's the only series I know of that the entirety of it is ultra rare. There's no game in it that's not ultra rare. There might be. I wonder if anyone know if there's another series like that. I mean, maybe FIFA. I guess. I guess probably is. Probably every FIFA's ultra rare. I haven't played. I haven't got all the FIFAs, so this is the only one, and it's not obtainable anymore. So this might be the only obtainable series that's all ultra rare. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember any of them being that hard. They're just long, like just go through destroying everything, and they're fun though. Just open world, go around blowing stuff up. Kingdom Bridge of Spirits. I really enjoyed this game. I didn't really like the combat that much though, but it reminded me because it's like you're going around healing the world or like restoring stuff, and it reminded me of Akami, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, and again, it reminds me of that. I'm gonna really like Killing Floor 2. This did this when I was in that challenge again as well. With the same group of people who I did Among Us and Killing for Aliens Fire Team with. The DLC on this is really annoying. If I show you, like, it's all just like get this collectible, get these collectibles, get this collectible. They're all just like collect 10 collectibles and they'd add them in every few months. You have to keep downloading the game. People did, but I did it when the game was pretty much almost done. So I just downloaded it once it was finished, pretty much, and got it. The hardest trophy in the actual base game though was for uh beating a winner match in Hell and Earth difficulty. We had to try quite a few times to actually do that. Some of the bosses are a lot harder than others, so it depends on what boss you get. Killzone, Killzone 3, Killzone Shadowfall, Killzone Liberation twice, Mercenaries, which is all of the Killzone games except 2, which I can never get because it's unobtainable. And yeah, I messed up on I did beat on Elite difficulty, but which was pretty hard on Killzone 2, I will say. But yeah, I haven't got that platinum, so I'm not talking about that anyway. Killzone Shadowfall. I remember you had to level up all of the upgradable abilities and things, which that took a long time. That's in multiplayer. So there's one I think it's like a drone you throw down. What is it like? Let's have a look. Tag 500 enemies, kill 300 enemies while using the cloak ability, so that's to go invisible. Stun 300 enemies. What's the ones you need to revive 500 teammates with a revive drone? Have 200 enemies, 200 teammates spawn on your spawn point. Kill 400 enemies with turrets. Yeah, and then 400 enemies with the air support drone. These ones I remember because I can remember putting my turret in certain locations on some maps, and I'd get like 10 kills in a match and be like, "Oh, I did it! I got 10." Every time I'd get a kill, I'd be the opposite end of the map. I'd be like, "Yes, another one down." Air support. That one also. You can't even use that on some maps, so yeah, just really long. Sure, if you boost it, it's not that bad, but yeah. Killzone Mercenary. This is the Vita version. This also had a long grind. I think for 10,000 kills. Yeah, that took quite a long time to grind. I did have multiplayer as well. The multiplayer was actually really fun on considering it was Vita. I think everyone was terrible, so that was what made it fun. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. I haven't done any of the other ones. Kingdom Hearts 1. it says it's 130 hours, but I think that's the PS3 version. The PS4 version isn't as bad because the difficulty trophies stack, I think. Yeah, for Kingdom Hearts, I think you have to beat this without changing equipment, which you can do that on easy, but it still takes like you got to beat the game in under 15 hours, and I think you have to beat it on. Do you not have to beat the game without using continue? Yeah, which that's not too bad. So I'm pretty sure you can probably just go back to the main menu or something. Load a save. Complete the game on proud difficulty. That's hard difficulty. Yeah, just and a lot of grinding. I can remember like grinding for something in this game, like synthesize all items. It must have been for that. I can remember grinding for some sort of items. And I've just realised how long I've been recording, so I'm going to try and speed this up and not go into as much detail because I'm going to run out of hard drive space and I won't be able to record anymore, so I'll be screwed. Um, okay, Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, those were a lot more simple. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 was still grindy. I think there was quite like end game bosses you had to beat. They were quite hard. Kingdom Hearts 3 very simple. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. This is quite a grindy game. It was like supposed to be making it into an MMO. I remember, but they never did. Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series. This is like a 3D platformer. It's kind of like 2D actually. Then it goes into 3D. It was kind of interesting. Knack. Yeah, obviously the greatest game ever made here with yeah, pretty annoying grind to get Diamond Knack. It was Diamond Knack you have to get. He's these RNG chests that you can choose what your friends have if they have the game, whatever they got out of the chest, or you just choose a randomly generated item. So you're just reloading checkpoints till you get that. That's annoying. LA Noir, this was really fun to go through for the platinum. You did have to get all the cars. I remember that being annoying. Both times I got the platinum. It's always like one car I just couldn't find. But yeah, I think you have to S rank all the cases or something, but you can just use a guide. Lara Croft Go, as I said, I don't, well, I think I did, I don't know, but Hitman Go, I really enjoyed. Didn't use a guide on Lara Croft Go either, really fun. Last Stop, this is like a Telltale game, it's very simple. It's not made by Telltale, but you know, same thing. Lego games, I've got Lego 2K Drive, which was really annoying for that 5,000 miles or something. I don't remember how much you had to, but yeah, I just left it on with a rubber band overnight for I think about 5 days straight, and I just played PS3. It probably wasn't 5 days straight, so I did it in 5 days. So it must have been like 2 nights, I guess. I left it on. I don't know. I just exaggerated. Yeah. Lego games I'm not that keen on, but I do have Lego Harry Potter. I've got Lego Batman 2, Lego DC Supervillains, and then I've got Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 twice and 5 to 7 3 times. I need to do the PS4 or PS5 versions, I think, of Lego Harry Potter because I want to get all the Harry Potter games. It's all stacks. Well, I haven't done the Quidditch game, which I might have said earlier. I can't remember, but Lego Ninjago movie, video game, and Lego Lord of the Rings as well. All Lego games are really simple. Lies of P. This is a pretty fun. It's probably the closest I'd say to Bloodborne that we've got. So yeah, actually felt good. A lot of Souls knockoff games don't feel as good as From Software's games, in my opinion, but this one actually did. Life is Strange series. I haven't got all of them. So it's the new one. I need to do that one. I think Life is Strange 1 was the best. Yeah, moving on from that. Those are all simple games. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. This was one I went back and cleaned up earlier this year. Not really that hard, but this one was different because you just played as Lightning, so it was one character, and you basically had to go through time. Like you could change, you go back in time. It's kind of like Majora's Mask, or whatever, where you're like going over the same cycle. Like a Dragon Gaiden twice, Infinite Wealth I've done once, Ishin I've done twice. I need to go back and do the PS4 version of like Infinite Wealth because I'm going for, as I said, all English stacks. So that's the only stack of that one I'm missing. I also need the two Pirate Yakuza PS4 and PS5 versions. But yeah, really love Yakuza. Ishin, really grindy with those seals. Infinite Wealth actually took me 150 hours, not 90 like this says. So, you know, the guide, maybe they did it way more efficiently than me. Little Big Planet 1 and 3. These were, you have to get like a load of hearts on all your levels and things. It was pretty long grind. I remember like messaging people and then they would heart my level, you heart for heart. That was a thing back in on the PS3 back in 2009, just messaging random people like heart my level and they'll heart mine back. Little Big Planet 3 much more simple. Didn't do 2 before it shut down sadly. Lost Judgment, I need to do the PS4 version because as I said, all stacks of Yakuza I need to do. So yeah, 80 hours that took apparently. Yeah, probably was about that. I think that was a lot easier than Judgment as well. Lost Sphere, this is made by the same people that made I Am Setsuna, and this one's a lot more simple to platinum, I would say, but just takes a bit longer. This one I actually think is a better game than I Am Setsuna as well, but they're basically the same sort of game. Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. This is a game I did when I was in a competition on Vault Boy Steve's server, I think. This is a really easy ultra rare. That's why I did it. I copied this off Excellence, who's an ultra rare hunter who, yeah, he knows all the easy ultra rares. So I just copied him for that week. Got that one. Lumo. This game is somehow insanely rare, like 0.89%. I think this is one probably my top. Might be my. It's definitely my top 10 rarest platinums. And yeah, it's not really that hard. You have to go through what is it? Old school mode where I think you have some amount of lives, and you have to collect all these ducks without dying while holding a duck. So yeah, that you just save scum basically. Mad Max I managed to get done before the server shut down. Really fun games. Really sucks they shut that down for that one trophy because even though it is do all the challenges, it's one challenge for getting 500 scrap or whatever, which is dumb, I think. Mafia, I've done all three Mafia games. Mafia 2 I've done twice. I think the first one, the remake, is the best game in the series, probably because it's been remade. I haven't done Old Country actually. I forgot that existed. Yeah, Mafia 3 glitched on me so many times. I replayed that game probably like 6 times until I got through it. It's so buggy. Yeah, I don't know what exactly. It's something to do with who, like different endings, or whatever the different mafia bosses. You had to side with certain ones or whatever. Magus, this is a really easy, terrible game, but it's not like shovelware. It's just a bad game. It's easy. Maneater, you play as a shark. You eat stuff. Pretty easy. Maquette, yeah, this was a puzzle game on PS Plus. Marvel's Avengers, I did, and then I auto popped it. I thought the combat was actually really fun in this. The story not that great, but the combat once you get to the end game is really fun. And grinding out the 50, I think it was. Let's check. 50 hives, yeah, 50 hive missions. That was not actually that bad. It was actually quite fun because the combat was fun. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I did twice. This is not auto popped. I really enjoyed this. Never watched any of the films or read any of the comics, but yeah, I actually really liked this game. It was good. Really easy. Just the one trophy where you have to activate like a skill with one of your other members of the party that was really annoying. It wouldn't activate because they wouldn't do it, and you have to wait for a prompt to come up, and it wouldn't. Midnight Suns. This one is like XCOM, kind of. It's not really. It's like XCOM, sort of is. Made by the same developers, I think. And yeah, but it's like cards. You use like I don't know. You have like a Wolverine with you'd use a claw or something card, it would be called, and he would just hit them with his claws, and that would do 3 damage or something, stuff like that. And you sort of you can hit them into the environment, and you hang out with them outside of the missions, kind of like Persona-esque. Pretty cool, actually. Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Miles Morales twice. Really enjoyed these games, although I do feel like story's kind of safe. I think maybe they took one risk in Marvel Spider-Man, I think, but then other than that, pretty safe. And the characters are all way too nice in my opinion. I'm not a fan of that, but as I said earlier, I wish Insomniac would make another games rather than just Marvel stuff. Like Wolverine's going to be good, I'm sure, but I just wish they'd make new IP and new stuff. Mass Effect, one of my favorite series. I've done every stack of all the Mass Effect games, and I have done the other 100% on the PS4 versions because for some reason on the PS4 versions they decided they don't want Insanity difficulty to be part of the game. On the PS3 you did have to beat them on Insanity, which is the highest difficulty. On PS4 they decided, nah, we're not going to make you do that. We're just going to let you play on easy, and that's why the rarity, if you look at them, from Mass Effect 2, for instance, 9.88% on PS3 and on PS4 40%. So yeah, and the difficulty is 3 out of 10 to 6 out of 10. And Andromeda actually a lot better than it. It got memed on because it was broken when it came out, but they fixed it and it's actually pretty good. Not as good as the original trilogy, but hopefully the new one's going to be good. Mecho Tales is like a Mega Man style game, I think. I think it was something like that. I can't actually remember that well. Medal of Honor. This I remember boosting the multiplayer on this. You had to get like kill streaks or something. Oh, he had to do single player finish every level in the game on tier one mode under par times. These were like speed runs of certain levels, and I remember there's a part where a guy opens a door and he wouldn't open the door, and I had to keep retrying that mission over and over again. He just wouldn't do it, and then eventually he did open the door, and it's like I managed to do it in the time. But yeah, maybe that's why that's so rare. 'Cause it's kind of buggy. I don't know. I think this is it. Use each offensive support action once, which these like kill streaks in Call of Duty. I think that might be the first game I ever boosted. Medieval and the remake of Medieval. This is a classic PS1 game, of course, and yeah, very simple platinums. Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. Somehow this is ultra rare. I think the servers were really bad on this one. That's why. It was like you had to. I think you had to do something co-op, like do some amount of missions in co-op or whatever, and it just the co-op kept disconnecting. It was really annoying. I remember you couldn't go that far from each other either. It was an open world game. You can't go for more than like 50 feet from each other. So I don't know. But it was a fun game. Just you blow everything up, as I say every time. Any game you can blow anything up, I like it. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is 10 out of 10 difficulty, apparently. It was not when I did it. It was a 9 out of 10, so it's been upgraded to a 10 at some point. Um, yeah, I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 because I don't think this is as hard as Devil May Cry 5, for instance, and that's an 8 out of 10, so I would say 7 out of 10 for this, really. But yeah, you have to beat, I think you have to beat every mission on air with an S rank on Revengeance. Yeah, Revengeance difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty. You do have to do all the VR missions with the highest score, and you have to defeat all the bosses on hard or above without taking damage, which is hard. But once you know what to do and how to fight them, the game is not very long. The game's like 5 hours long or something, so it's really not hard to learn the game that well, you know. Metal Gear Solid 3, really easy platinum, did this on Vita. Metal Gear Solid 4, yeah, this was a long platinum, as you see, 13 years. Just so many emblems. 8 playthroughs you have to do minimum. I've done way more than that. I've played this game probably 20 times. So yeah, it is a good game. Will I do the PS4 version when they bring that out? Probably, because there's something wrong with me, to be honest. And yeah, I will do it. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This was really long. You have to S rank every mission on this as well. Just took forever as well. 130 hours, this guy said. I think it took me 150. Metal Hellsinger twice. Pretty easy game if you use the perfect beat, which I did. Then I got the Metro series, which I really liked. These I basically played them. What the 18th of August, 21st of August, 25th of August. I played them all three in a row in like a week, all the way. Got the platinum on all of them. Yeah, it was. Those were really good. That was a good week playing those games. Really enjoyed them. Really immersive. Love how like you have to clean your glass or what glasses, your goggles or whatever, gas mask. That's what I'm trying to say. Your gas mask off and change the filters and all that. Yeah, it was really good. The story really cool. I think it's based on books. To be fair, that's probably why. It's actually got deep lore they're basing it on. Then I've got Middle Earth, Shadow of War, and Shadow of Mordor. These were okay, like pretty much like Assassin's Creed games. I know a lot of people love the what's it called, the Vengeance system or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Nemesis system. Yeah, I thought it was all right. The Nemesis system. It's not. People are like it's not. In it, what? Why isn't it in any other games? Because they've got a patent. But I'm like, what games would it really work in? Like, who am I killing in another game and they're still alive and coming back and attacking me? I don't know. I just- yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would work. I feel like you could probably get around the patent as well, but because they got a patent doesn't mean it's actually enforceable. You can get a patent and then it can be challenged in court. So yeah, maybe people don't want to do it though. I don't know. Minecraft and the story mode and then story season two. Yeah, these were story mode. Yeah, it was alright. Telltale games. And then Minecraft played with my friends and stuff. It was alright. I'm not really a big Minecraft fan. It's fine. I like games where you have like a story and a lore and a world that's already there, not build my own. Minute. This is a pretty cool game where you have a minute to go through and figure something out, and then that like let's say you talk to a guy, he'll tell you about something, and then you know that's now you don't have to talk to him. You can just skip straight to what he told you to do. Yeah, it's a cool indie game. It's a knowledge based game. I've that's what I've heard people call it. Same with like Outer Worlds or Outer not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds. It's a knowledge based game where once you know what you're doing, you can get through it really in a minute. Literally, you can beat the whole game in a minute. but you can't at first because you don't know what you got to do. Mirror's Edge and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Mirror's Edge, I remember really struggling with these speed runs on this game. So I think it was mission 2. You have to beat it in 12 minutes, and yeah, I really struggled on that. But eventually got it done, and this was back in 2009, so I did not use guides. I'm sure this might not be an 8 out of 10 anymore if there's probably some guides or glitches or whatever, but when I did it back in 2009, there was no help available at all, what I knew about anyway. Catalyst was disappointing because it was an open world game and not really that difficult. I was looking forward to the challenge of Mirror's Edge again. Monopoly Madness is terrible, not a real Monopoly game. Monster Energy Supercross is like a racing game I got off PS Plus, I think. Don't really remember. I think it was motorbike racing. I can't even remember the game that well. Monster Hunter. I've done Monster Hunter Rise, Stories World, and World Iceborne. Yeah, these was a lot of hours. I would say I think I've got almost 500 hours on Monster Hunter World and Iceborne, and then Rise. I've got another about almost five. I've got 400 and something hours on that because I did the DLC as well, Sunbreak DLC, which you have to get all the crowns on this as well for the DLC. Uh, if you know the crowns, basically like the monsters spawn in larger and smaller in this game. Both of those, all the Monster Hunter games, there's a certain size that's like the average size, and if it's 1.5 times over or half as small or something like that, I don't know if that's the exact way it works, but something like that, then and you kill it, you'll get a crown for it being a miniature one or a large crown. And yeah, you have to get all of them for all the monsters, and it can take a long time because it's all RNG. And you have to then kill the monster. You have to just look at it and be like, I think that's small or large. And you kill it sometimes, and it's not. It's a silver crown, which is basically just a troll crown. And yeah, and on the DLC you get this trophy. Once you get all the other trophies in the DLC, you get this trophy, which is a 16% trophy because it's a DLC. Whereas on Monster Hunter World, Iceborne was actually a separate DLC, even though it's actually a separate trophy list, even though it's a DLC that you need to play through Monster Hunter World to get to Iceborne, which is only time I've seen that. And then Stories is a like different type of game. It's a turn-based RPG. A lot of grinding to do on that as well. That's probably yeah, 80 hours it says there, probably about right. Mortal Shell, this is a Souls like clone, not that good. Mother Gunship, this is a game I played because it was ultra rare during that challenge again. Worth a good pot. It was like, wasn't it like a 10 out of 10 difficulty on a dodgy website? So that was why it was used or something like that. It's not, it was really easy. I think I'm the fastest achiever on this. So look, I still am. Yeah, I'm the fastest achiever still. MotoGP 13 on Vita, that was on PS Plus. MotorStorm RC, this is like top-down Micro Machine style MotorStorm game. MotorStorm Apocalypse, I really enjoyed this. This was like earthquakes and stuff going on, and you're going through, and yeah, it was. I think the online trophies maybe were quite hard. I don't know, 6 out of 10 apparently. So yeah, then I got Murder Soul Suspect. That's an easy game where you're solving your own murder. Peppa Pig, of course, and My Name is Mayo twice, and My Name is Mayo 2. Now, My Name is Mayo. Peppa Pig I got for the memes. My Name is Mayo. I got, as you look at the day, 8th of November, and you go back to Metal Gear Solid 5, 8th of November, the same day, right? This was because I wanted it to be my level up to level 50, which, because I was using the level history at the top. If on your PSN profiles, you got the level history. Every level it used to be, now it's every 10 levels. I had all of those set up for different milestones and things, but because they changed the level system, it messed them all up. So yeah, I got My Name is Mayo just to get to that faster for that on that day, mate, so I could get it that day because I've been grinding it for so long. I was like, I need to get this platinum. Yeah, but I don't do that anymore. My Name is Mo 2. That was when I was doing 50 plats in one day. I got 50 plats in one day. Not all easy games, but what it was I already got one trophy off loads of games. Because of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot so easy, I accidentally popped the bloody platinum on that game for my 350th platinum, and then I was like, oh shit, now I need to go back and I was only on 47, so I had to buy 3 games, and that was one of them. Chickens on the Road and Road Bus, all the other ones. So yeah, kind of annoying. And I still messed up because I was on the 15th, and it was actually supposed to be on the 14th. So yeah, I still didn't even do it in the 50 in the day. I don't think because stupid Dragon Ball Z being so easy. That's the problem with making trophies so easy nowadays. You accidentally pop the platinums. Then I got the four Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. These are really good retellings of the anime, and yeah, pretty easy platinums. Except I remember it must have been Ninja Storm 2 because it's the higher difficulty. This has multiplayer. There was yeah, it took a little while to grind out. Some of the missions, I think you have to get like certain scores on some of the missions and things in the games, but it's not too bad. I got Need for Speed Heat, Need for Speed the normal one, Need for Speed Payback, Underbound, Hot Pursuit, Most Wanted Twice, Rivals, and Shift. I'm a Need for Speed fan. I would say my favorite one is probably not. It's actually the original Most Wanted on PS2 with the BMW that I remember. Um, it's like blue and silver. None of these are that hard. Just Most Wanted apparently a 6 out of 10, which I don't know. Maybe it was something harder. I can't remember. Shift I remember doing. That was kind of hard. You had to master every corner. I can remember that, but I don't know if you had to do that. I think I messed up and did something you didn't even need to do. Nexomon twice, and then Extinction. These are like Pokemon knockoffs, really good. I would recommend if you like Pokemon and you want a Pokemon game on PlayStation, pick these up. Ni no Kuni 1 and 2, really grindy art JRPGs again. Yeah, really love Ni no Kuni, great story, really cool world. And Ni no Kuni 2, they changed the combat and made it like hack and slash. The DLC was actually really hard. I think this is a 3 out of 10. I think the DLC here 7 out of 10. Um, you had to beat this like Colosseum thing. It was yeah, that was pretty damn hard. I took a lot of attempts and finally got that done. Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. This is just like a Smash clone with Nickelodeon characters. Near Replicant and Near Automata. Yeah, I love the music in Near Replicant. I listen to that quite often. It's really good. There's this like flower you had to grow that was really annoying, like a certain color, white flower. You had to breed these flowers and all this stuff. Then there was also a lot of grinding for materials. You had to craft all these things. Yeah, same with like Ni no Kuni. I remember grinding for materials. That's a very common thing in JRPGs. Then I got a couple more point and click games. Then Knights of the Azure 2. This is another JRPG, like an action game, not very hard, but just yeah, a little bit grindy. Nobody Saves the World. This was a really good game, made by the same people that made Guacamelee. It's like a Zelda style kind of game. Nubla. It's an easy platinum. Shouldn't that was like yeah, it was terrible. Oceanhorn is like a knockoff Zelda game as well. I think it was a mobile game originally, but yes, it's pretty easy. You just go around and collect stuff, get the hearts, whatever. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD. This is one I went back and cleaned up on Vita. This is actually a very different Oddworld game. This is a third-person shooter, and you're like a cowboy, bounty hunter, and it's yeah, it's really good. The story's actually really good in this one. I mean, the story's pretty good in all the Oddworld games, to be fair, but yeah, it's the only Oddworld Platinum I've got, and it's somehow ultra rare, probably because Vita, to be fair. Ocean Sphere. This is another game by Vanillaware. Really fun. This is probably their best overall combat. 'Cause I think even though 13 Sentinels is the best story, Odin Sphere has a good story and it has good combat. Whereas 13 Sentinels, the story is great, but the combat sucks. And then Dragon's Crown, the combat's great, but the story sucks. And then this is good combat and good story. So overall, the best game. But I think I prefer 13 Sentinels. Akami HD, one of my favorite games ever. I really wish they didn't do this PS3 and PS4 stack. They should have done a PS3 and a PS4 version separately and region stacks, and I'd do it like 20 times if they'd do that. But of course, they don't want to do that. Become Olympic Games Tokyo, and that's an easy platinum. It was really dumb because you could like set the world record. You blitz the world record. You know, you'd run the world record like let's say the 100-meter sprint. You would run it in 6 seconds or something, which is the world record in real life is 9.5. So it was just, I don't know, really weird that they did that in that game. Omno, this is like a fun little platformer, it's really easy platinum. Then I got some One Piece games. One Piece is one of my favorite animes, probably is my favorite. One Piece Burning Blood, this is like a fighting game. Unlimited World Red, this is more like an open world. This is more like a, yeah, not open world, but more of an adventure fighting, not fighting game, but adventure. You're running up punching, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just beating people up. It's a beat 'em up. I don't know. Just a third person melee game, I guess. That's what I would say. World Seeker's the same as well. So that one is open world, and you can. That one's not as good. I liked Unlimited World Red the best, and that was the grindiest. I did grind that twice, by the way, as well. That's not all I popped. That's 70 hours grind. Only Chumbar Origins. This is like a fighting game where, well, not a fight. This is a hack and slash game where if you look at the characters. This is another one of these games that makes icons, and as you can tell from the characters, yeah, yeah, that's what the character looks like. Well, that isn't a leg. That's a bit sus. On Rush. This was a fun like racing game made by the Motorstorm devs. When they made a new team, I'm pretty sure after the studio got shut down. I wish it'd just been a racing game, but it was fun. Pretty hard actually. I remember some of the races. I think you had to win every event maybe or something, but it was pretty difficult. Let me have a look. There was like there were challenges, weren't there? I think to max out your superstar rating, you had to do certain challenges on the mission on the each race, like take down a certain amount of opponents or jump a certain distance or whatever, just certain stuff like that, and then also win. Orc Slayer, probably the worst game ever made. Outer Wilds, this a lot of people like it. I didn't really like it that much. It was okay. Outlast 2, this was annoying. They got the permadeath, and you have to do it with, is it one battery or three batteries or something? How many batteries do you get? Finish the game in insane difficulty without reloading the battery camera. Or the camera battery, I should say. That's what it says there. Yeah. To do this, I pretty much just memorized the whole game and never used the camera ever because I'm too paranoid. So I finished the game with a full battery, which pretty much I think I had 80 something percent battery, which is pretty dumb, especially for the parts like in the mines. That's yeah, pretty hard to. It's pitch black. You just have to memorize the walls and all that, which I can somehow I managed to do that, and then finished the game in under 4 hours. Apparently, I don't remember that, but yeah, guess that's easy to do. The game's literally like 2 hours long anyway. Even on the hardest difficult way, you do it in like 2 hours. So Outriders twice. One of them's an auto pop from the PS. I did the PS5 version, auto pop the PS4 version because it's an online. You can't actually replay this game and do it again. Yeah, it's an okay game. It's just third person shooter, cover shooters. Kind of, I mean, it's not as good as Gears of War or anything. Story was actually kind of cool. It's like these colony. You go to this other world, and then it's supposed to be uninhabited, but there's people already there from Earth. It's like, what's going on? Paradise Killer. This is like a detective game on this. It's an open world detective game, but it sounds like it's gonna be like Danganronpa, so that's why I was excited for it. But when you actually get into it, it's just running around collecting stuff. It's more like Ghostwire Tokyo. Persona. I've got Persona 3 and a Persona 3 Dancing, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 4 Dancing twice, Persona 5 Royal twice, Persona 5 Strikers, and Persona 5 Tactica, and Persona 5 Dancing. Yeah, I love Persona. I need to do the Persona 3 Reload. I'm really looking forward to 4 Revival. And yeah, a lot of hours spent on Persona. Persona 4 Golden is my favourite. And I remember grinding this. I, I think it was like a New Year's party or something, right? And I took a notebook to write down what Risei's saying she have to get. I think this is it. Maybe I might have been not New Year's. Yeah, navigation lines. 23rd of January, I did it. So I probably was doing that around Christmas time. It was definitely, I might have been after Christmas or New Year. It was in the New Year. It might not have been New Year, but it was some party, or whatever. And I was there and I was like writing stuff, whatever she said down, because there was no good guides back then in 2015. Now there might be, I don't know. I'm going to do the PS4 stack at some point before the remake comes out. And the remake, I've been watching that trailer over and over again. The music in the remake is so good. Like I love the music in the original games, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to the new music as well because the music's always incredible in these games. Obviously, Persona 5, incredible games. They're all pretty easy platinums. It's just those navigation lines in 4. There was a lot to do. You got to max all the confidants and yeah, just a lot of stuff to do. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is the only one I've played of this. This is a trilogy of games. Really good, easy platinum. But I've actually solved the things myself and then went back and used the guide to get the clean up. Pinball Heroes really easy. Couple of platinums there. PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. This is a really. These were pretty easy. I went back and they're close together, but I had to boost these separately. You can't auto pop them. I boosted the multiplayer pretty much back to back days. And you have to go through 20 playthroughs because you have to go through the story with every character. Yeah, pretty fun game. I liked it. Police Simulator, this is easy platinum. Prince of Persia. Yeah, Prince of Persia, the reboot's my favorite. They're all really easy platinums. But yeah, that's my favorite one. Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, only PES I got, that was from PS Plus, really easy, and it's an ultra rare apparently, so. Prototype twice and Prototype 2 twice. Prototype is an 8 out of 10. Um, yeah, I think it's you have to beat on hard difficulty, and then there are some challenges you have to get the platinum score on. But yeah, I didn't find it that hard to be honest. I don't know. Not I wouldn't say it was. I'd say more like 5 or 6 out of 10. There's one part we have to defend a generator or something, I think, at Times Square, and yeah, that was annoying because there's so many enemies and they keep destroying the generator as I'm trying to protect. I think there's like 3 generators you have to protect or something like that. Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness is a visual novels on PS Plus. Psychonauts 1 and 2, these are both great games, really easy platinums, but great games. Puppeteer, this is a really good game as well. Really annoying platinum because there's a lot of collectibles and none of them, it doesn't tell you which ones you've got, and you can very easily miss one and have to replay the whole game, which I did have to do. So, yeah, but it is a great game. That'd be good if they remastered that. Pursuit Force, this is a fun little driving shooting game on from PSP. Really easy platinum. Quantum of Solace, it's a movie tie-in for Quantum of Solace. The multiplayer on this was really fun. Yeah, I think you have to play on hard probably from the single player. It's really weird. It's 4.5 out of 10. Is this? Yeah, it's because it's taking a guide from another website, isn't it? I know it does that. Rage 1 and 2. Rage is a 5 out of 10 apparently, and a 3.61%. I feel like there was something hard on this, like the five finger fillet. Is it? If I remember. Yeah, complete five round the final round the final complete the final round of five finger fillet. I remember that being hard. Probably wasn't actually that hard, but for the 100% in the campaign that's hard, I don't know. For everyone else, that I remember the five finger fillet for some reason. Rage 2 was not as good. Rainbow Moon, this was really grindy, like tactics RPG, kind of like strategy RPG, like grid based. 100 hours here. That's actually dead on how long it takes because there's a trophy for 100 hours. I think it only takes like 80 to do everything else. They just leave it on for 20 hours. But you can't just leave it on as well because it will auto pause if you don't press a button. So you have to set it up so that you walk perfectly in a circle where you don't hit anything. Otherwise, it will auto pause. Rallycross, yeah, that's an easy game. It's PS1 classic. And I've got all the Ratchet and Clank games except oh, I've got every stack except for Size Matters on PS4, but I've got the PS5 version. And then I haven't done the Secret Agent Clank either the PS4 or PS5 versions because I just don't like that game. But I will do them. But yeah, I love Ratchet and Clank. I love the original Ratchet and Clank trilogy the most. I think the writing was better. It was a bit darker, a bit edgier back then. This now it's become more like for kids, but it's still the gunplay and all that's really fun and I like them. I wish the platinums were a bit harder on some of the newer ones, but yeah. Then I got Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins twice. Rayman Legends, that's the way to sign in every day. That was really fun, honestly, signing in for like 3 or 4 months, whatever you have to do to get those cups. I thought it was really fun. Honestly, I missed it when I'd finished it. Rayman Origins, for some reason, is an 8 out of 10. I don't think that's an 8 out of 10, especially I did it on Vita and I didn't have any problems really. So, yeah, I don't think that can be an 8 out of 10 if it's on Vita and I didn't struggle. But yeah, really fun games. Looking forward to the Rayman Legends remake. I'm glad Rayman's back. I need to do the Rayman like remaster of the original PS1 game because that was one of my. I think I got that with my PS1. The Rayman, the first Rayman game. Red Dead Redemption I've done twice, or I've done it well 3 times, and then Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, great games. Everyone knows about Red Dead. Really grindy, but really fun. Remember Me, this was a PS Plus game, pretty easy. Remnant from the Ashes, there's a 6 out of 10. Don't remember it being that hard, but yeah. I can't even remember dying in that whole game, so yeah, maybe I'm just amazing at that game. Resident Evil 2, and then I auto popped it. Resident Evil 3, and I auto popped it. Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 7 twice, Resident Evil 8 twice, not auto pop there. And yeah, the reason I auto popped these is because I did them, and then literally like a month later they brought out the PS5 versions, and I was like, oh, I should have waited and done the PS5 versions. But because these games are very like when you replay them, you want to use all your stuff. You don't want to, oh, I've got to go back and I haven't got all my unlocks. Like replaying them with all your unlocks is what's fun about the New Game Plus and Resident Evil games. Yeah, and I'm also not like a massive Resident Evil fan. I like 2 and I like 8 a lot. The rest of them, like played 3, 5, and 7 were good, but not yeah, not great. Not as amazing. Like I loved 2 and 8, and yeah, they're all pretty. I'd say they're like kind of, well, they're all challenging platinums. They're all fun platinums to get because they're all slightly, they're not just gimme platinums, but they're not also like insanely hard. Resistance 3, Resistance Burning Skies, and Resistance Retribution, all the easiest Resistance games. Resistance 3, I think you'd have to play on hardest difficulty, but it's not that difficult. Resogun twice, yeah, this is a really fun PS4 launch game. I remember they said it can only run on PS4, and then they brought it to PS3 and Vita, so yeah, that's how they lie. Returnal, this was a really fun game as well. Got the 100% as well. Well, I think it was like co-op DLC, or it's like a tower that you could play co-op. I just played it solo. Yeah, this was a fun game. I didn't really care for the story at all, but yeah, the combat really, really fun. I need to play Saros. Rhyme, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I really enjoyed the Tomb Raider game, the reboots trilogy. Road Bustle, yeah, as I said earlier, about the 50 plots in one day or whatever. That was one of them. I needed to get to 50 because I only had 47. Rocket League, easy platinum. Played it from PS Plus. Rogue Galaxy. This is another RPG by the same people that made Dark Cloud 1 and 2 and Nino Kuni. Really fun. It's like Star Wars. You're an RPG. It's like Star Wars, sort of. You're like a bounty hunter. You're going around in space, and it's a fun game. I feel like it was a bit janky, but yeah. Sackboy, a big adventure. I did that twice. Pretty easy, I found it personally. I know there's the knitted trials. It takes a few goes. I think it's more I died because I'm trying to rush, and then I just took my time and did it pretty easily. Saints Row, I've done all the stacks, I believe, all the games. Maybe not Saints Row 4 on PS3 actually. Yeah, Saints Row is really fun. I like open world shooting games, like crime games. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This game was really fun. You're growing rice, and that levels you up. So how well you grow your rice, you learn about all the different rice growing techniques, and then however good your harvest is, that levels you up more, so you're stronger for the fights, which are like in 2D. Then yeah, it's a pretty fun game. It's easy platinum, but yeah, it's a fun game. Sakura Wars. This is another JRPG. Yeah, it's an easy one. That's very easy. That's like literally just press square in every fight and you win. It's a level of easy. I don't know. You have to S rank every level with every character, and I think there's like 6 characters you can play as or something. And yeah, it's kind of mind numbing because the combat's so easy. You're just pressing square, and kind of sucks in that way. But the actual game is fun. Like like characters and story and all that good. Sandland. This is made by Akira Toriyama, and yeah, it's based on the anime, but or the manga. Yeah, it was pretty fun actually. I feel like this is going to be on a lot of hidden gem lists in a few years. Pretty easy platinum. There is a few. I think it's like yeah, won all ranked matches. Now these are like a couple of these were kind of difficult, but not too bad. You just have to have the right tank or whatever upgrades. And Saw. This is a terrible game based on the movie. Scarlet Nexus. This is another JRPG that's very easy, really good. Made by the same people that made Tales, which I love Tales, and I'll get to that hopefully soon. I've been recording way too long. Sea of Stars, yeah, another JRPG, pretty good. The writing's not amazing, but the combat was really fun. Graphics are great. Sekiro, my favorite Souls-like game by From Software. Severed, this is a Vita game where you use a touch screen. That's actually a really good game. Shadow of the Colossus I've done twice. PS3 version way harder because they Colossi shake you off a lot more aggressively than the PS4 version. Although I think the PS4 version is the better game overall. Yeah, that was the one that got me into the series. I played Shadow of the Colossus series. I say it's only one game, but yeah, I played Shadow of the Colossus years ago. Didn't really like it. Played the PS4 remake, and that was so good. Made me go back to the PS3 version. Shadow of the Tomb Raider done 100%. That took me quite a while, I think, because there's a lot of DLC to do on that. Shadow Warrior 3, this is a really easy game. You're just going through. It's like first person shooter. Shenmue 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I really like Shenmue. It's very unique atmosphere and everything. I mean, do you know any sailors? Do you know where I can find sailors? Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster this week. So Persona is actually a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series. That was the original Persona was known as Shin Megami Tensei Persona. And this is the original series basically that's spinned off from. Yeah, it's got the same like personas, but they're called demons in this, and it's very dark. The story's not that great. It's not really very story based. It is more a combat focused version of Persona, I guess. Not really as story focused. I prefer Persona, but it was cool. I need to play Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's the only other one that's got trophies. Sifu's was a fun game. It's like fight beating shit out of people. Silent Hill 2 is the only Silent Hill game I played. This was really good, this remake. I wish they made the trophies as hard as the original version, but they just make everything easy now, don't they? But yeah, it's a really good game. Skyscrapers is an easy platinum. Slay the Spire, I got 100% as well, which 100% is easy because it's just like a couple of Watcher trophies, and the Watcher's the most OP character anyway. So yeah, to get this platinum, you have to do Ascension level 20, which basically what this is each time you beat the game. So when you first beat it, you'll unlock Ascension level 1. Then when you beat Ascension level 1, you'll unlock Ascension level 2, and all the way up to level 20. And each Ascension level, they add a new difficulty modifier. So and it stacks. So whatever's on level 1, when you get to level 2, you'll have whatever the modifier was on level 1 and the new modifier for level 2. And then so basically when you get to level 20, you've got all the first 19 modifiers plus the last one. Okay, I'm about to run out of time because my hard drive's about to run out of space. I've got Sleeping Dogs twice. I've done every single stack of Sly Cooper. I love Sly Cooper. Wish they'd keep doing a new one. I've got Slide. That's a really easy game. Sonic Forces, Frontiers, and Generations. Sonic Forces was kind of grindy, but not too bad. Generations pretty. There's a couple of levels you had to, I think, S rank and stuff like that was kind of annoying, but not too bad. Sound Shapes I've done 3 times, with 2 of them being auto pops. Yeah, just like a little easy platform game. South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and then South Park: The Stick of Truth twice. These are pretty funny games. Space Overlords. This is a really easy game, and it's at 2% somehow. That was why I did it because it's during the challenge, and Ultra Red's worth a load of points. So, Spec Ops: The Line. This was my 100th platinum. Really great story. I remember Fubar difficulty being pretty hard. Spirit of the North. That's an easy game. SpongeBob. I like both of these two games. Were both on PS Plus. I remember the SpongeBob movie game on PS2. I wish they'd bring that one back. Spyro 1, 2, and 3. I'm looking forward to the new Spyro game. I wish it was Crash Bandicoot, but those are easy platinums. Star Ocean, First Departure R, and Divine Force. These are both really grindy. I would talk more about them, but I'm run out of time because I've only got so much space on my hard drive. They're grindy. Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then Jedi Fallen Order twice, Survivor and Outlaws, and then Force Unleashed 1 and 2. My favourite game on this, probably Force Unleashed, was pretty hard. I remember the hardest difficulty. I think there might be an exploit, but I didn't know about it at the time, so I just played for it normally and struggled. But yeah, really good. Battlefront 2, I did shoot down all of the hero ships, legit, no boosting. I was somehow a god at that mode. Probably because I played it when it came to PS Plus and everyone sucked. Steel Rising is a really easy game. The studio just shut down sadly, which sucks. It's not that easy. It's apparently 5 out of 10, but I don't remember it being that hard. Steep's a 7 out of 10 according to this, which I don't remember. I guess a few challenges. It was like snowboarding and skiing on this. There was a few races that were kind of difficult, like time trials and stuff, but I don't remember them being that hard. Few attempts you do most of them. Steins Gate, one of my favourite stories ever. But yeah, these are visual novels, so really easy. That one I just skipped through. I was going to go through this again because this is a remake of the first one, but then I started and I was like, I remember everything, so I just ended up just skipping through it, which yeah, kind of stupid but they're remaking it again, so I'll do that one. I'll actually go through it again. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. This is a Souls game in the Final Fantasy Get universe. I think it's actually a prequel to the first game, but I never played the first game, so I don't know. So I'll find out, I guess, when I play that. Pretty easy for a Souls game, to be fair. Stray twice. That alleyway chase was kind of hard, but other than that, easy. Subnautica, I used the dev menu, which is stupid to do that, but I did that. I've done it. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. I actually really like this. The movement system in this game, the combat, the shooting, all that was actually fun. It's just not like why are Rocksteady making this game? If this was a new IP, it wasn't Suicide Squad, or if it was made by a different developer instead of Rocksteady, I think people would have liked it more because, as I say, the traversal was actually really fun, and yeah, the combat's fine. The gunplay was good and everything, like I say. So I think it would have done better if it wasn't made by Rocksteady. Super Astronaut DX twice, easy game. Superstars Portable twice. That's a PSP game that they brought back. It's easy. You use the rewind features. Super Hot. This was pretty hard. You had to go through 15 playthroughs. One of them, you run out. I think there's time like doesn't stop, or it stops, but you die in one. You have to do every level in a row. You have to beat the whole game in a row without dying. Superliminal. This is a puzzle game, really easy. Siphon Filter, terrible games. Tabletop Racer World Tour. That's like a Micro Machines games. Apparently 6 out of 10. Maybe it was harder than I remember. I don't remember it being that hard. Tales of Iron's also 6 out of 10. This is definitely not a 6 out of 10. I think they patched in easy mode, which I used. Tales from the Borderlands, the best Telltale game. Then I've got the entire Tales series that you can get. The only one I'm missing is Innocence because that was never released in English. And I will be doing all the PS4 and PS5 stacks of the other games like Graces, Exilia, Berseria. They're all on PS5, and well, Berzeria's on PS4 already, but Graces and Exilia are also on PS4 and PS5. So I'll be doing those at some point. Sadly, they made them easier on those versions because that's what they do with all games. But yeah, Tales of Symphonia I've done twice, and that was a massive grind. 4 playthroughs, 150 hours, and yeah, 7 out of 10. That was tough. I'll probably make a video about this series because I really love this series, and no one talks about it, especially in the trophy community. And there's pretty good platinums. Cheer, this is a fun little game. Tearaway twice. One of them, the Vita version is the better version. The PS4 version, it was fine, but I liked the Vita version because it actually used all the Vita stuff. Tekken 7, this was an easy game. It's on PS Plus. Probably one of my only fighting games on my list. I'm not too sure. Terminator Salvation, classic easy game on PS3. I didn't know it was an easy game. My friend brought it around. We played it co-op. He let me borrow it. I got the platinum. Tesla Grad, easy game. I thought it's apparently a 5 out of 10, but yeah, fun little like platformer puzzle kind of game. Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. These are the movie tie-ins. Kind of grindy. I remember like for costumes or something. Like, well, there's like comic books in the open world you have to get. Artful Escape, that's a good little game. Callisto Protocol, this was not very good, sadly. It was made by the Dead Space devs, and I love Dead Space, so I was hoping this was going to be like that, but they've made it like melee based instead of gunplay, which is annoying. Crew 2 and Crew Motorfest. I've got The Darkness 2. It's a fun little FPS. Wish we get another one. Deadly Town Monsters. I have no recollection of that whatsoever. I think you were like shooting a movie or something. Skyrim I've done 3 times with all the DLC. One of my favorite games ever is Oblivion. I was gonna say I wish it had trophies. It does have trophies. It's got the remake. I haven't played it yet. Because it's apparently kind of broken and janky, and I also don't like the art style they've done for the remake. I wish it was just the original. I just want the original game with trophies and better trophies. The trophies are rubbish. They're really easy, and they're pretty easy on Skyrim, and they're way easier in the Oblivion remake, which is upsetting. Yeah, Skyrim. I've got so many, I don't know, 1,000+ hours on that. Evil Within 1 and 2. Evil Within, the Akumu mode was pretty annoying. You die in one hit. It's a pain in the ass. I don't know why they have that. I would die to like a bear trap. I'd kill all the enemies and then just walk into a bear trap I didn't see and have to do it all the whole level again. I also disarmed every trap I saw, which is really stupid because I never used any of the materials. I just hoard stuff. That's how I play games. I just hoard all the items and never use them. Godfather 2, really fun open world game. Not very good, but Last Campfire's little indie games. Not that was fine. Last Guardian. This is the same developers who made this is the same developers who made the Shadow of the Colossus, so yeah, really enjoyed that. Not that hard of a platinum, it's ultra rare as well, now. Last of Us Part 1, Part 2 twice, and then Last of Us Remastered. Yeah, really love The Last of Us. I actually really enjoy Last of Us Part 2. I know a lot of people don't like it. I did. It made me depressed for about a month, which I think any game that does that, it got to be a good game. It's got to move you emotionally. Legend of Dragoon. This is a classic PS1 JRPG. Pretty easy for a JRPG. I mean, 47 hours apparently. I don't think it took as long as that, but and I got Cold Steel 1 and 2. I want to do the full Trails series, which there's like 15 games in that series, and they're all these like some of the short ones, 100 hours. Some of the games take 150 hours, so yeah, looking forward to finally getting around to those at some point. But yeah, these were pretty hard. You have to play from the highest difficulty as well. Some of the fights, especially the first one, I remember getting stuck, but I didn't really understand the combat system that well. Second one I found a lot easier, probably because I actually knew how to do it. Also, it is one difficulty lower, so maybe it is easier. Light in the Darkness. This is like a World War II history game. Really interesting. It's easy platinum, but yeah, it's good. Lord of the Rings: War in the North. This is a 3-player co-op game. I really enjoyed this. Well, I played it with my friend. I don't think it was that hard. It says 7 out of 10. Don't remember it being that hard. Mark of Cree, this is a PS2 game. The Medium, and then I've got Order in 1886. The Outer Worlds I've done twice. PS5 version I did the DLC. Yeah, I like this game, but it's not nowhere near as good as Fallout games. That's I guess why I was disappointed with it because everyone was saying it's like Fallout in space and you play it and it's just nowhere near as good as Fallout. The Saboteur, this was a really cool game. It's in black and white Paris. It's in Paris during the Nazi occupation. It's in black and white. The only thing you can see that's cut in color is the Nazi flag, and then or their armbands, and then when you take over that region, the color goes back into it, so you can see where you've brought color back into the world. Uh, yeah, I like that. It reminds me of Akami. And then, as I said earlier, anything that reminds me of Akami, I really like it. The Sims 4, you can like download people's things. I did that. Uh, but I did play it quite a bit as well, trying to get them. And then I found out about that and I did that for the last few trophies. The Surge, this is like another Souls-like game. Pretty fun one actually. You can cut like the legs or arms of enemies off and then you attach them to like robots or whatever. Use them on you to upgrade your body or whatever, your like power armor. Walking Dead, I've done 3 times on the Walking Dead New Frontier. Love the Walking Dead, really good story. I need to do the final season at some point. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I've done 3 times with all the DLC. One of my favourite games ever. And yeah, I'm going to be doing probably the. There's also the North American version, and they're doing a new DLC. Hopefully, that's going to have trophies. That'll be cool. The Witness, love this game. Probably the best puzzle game ever made. Yeah, a lot of people use a guide and then they get to the challenge and they can't do it. So yeah, I like that they actually had like an RNG thing in a puzzle game because I actually do puzzle games with I actually solve the puzzles and most people just use guides. So the fact that this one's like one you can actually prove that you are someone that does do the puzzles, you actually have to understand it. The Wolf Among Us done twice, really good. Look forward to the second one. Or Nubla's easy game. Phoenicia, the hardest trophy in this, you have to beat the tutorial boss without dying or without getting hit. I think that's actually took a few attempts. Other than that, it's easy. Tiny Tina Wonderlands is like another Borderlands game. It's just literally Borderlands in a fantasy setting. Really easy. Tinykin, that's an easy, fun little platformer, 3D platformer. Titanfall 2, you have to do the gauntlet. Took a couple of attempts, maybe like 20, 30 minutes to do. Wasn't too bad. Toem, this is another little indie game. Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. This is in the Xanadu series, which is actually the sequel to Dragon Slayer, which is the first ever action RPG. So that's a little bit of history there. And yeah, this is a fun JRPG. It's kind of like Persona-esque. You're in a city, then you hang out with your friends, whatever, and then you've also got like alternate world you go to. So if you like Persona, if you've got this far, leave a like on the video, by the way, because I don't think many people are going to get this far. It must be like, I don't know how many hours I've been recording here. Yeah, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Tom Clancy, that was kind of tricky. I think you had to do it on hardest difficulty. Can't remember actually, but yeah, may have to do it without getting seen. Tomb Raider, that's the multiplayer grind on that one. Not too bad, I didn't think. Tomb Raider Anniversary and Legend and Underworld, these are like the classic style Tomb Raider games. I really like the old ones. These ones, I have played the new remaster of the originals, and they are really hard to go back to. Toro, terrible. Toy Story 3, that's a fun little game. Trials and Mana, didn't really like the Trials series or the Mana series that much. Pretty easy platinum as well. It's 2 out of 10. That is like you just press square in that game and you win as well. That's probably why I didn't like it. The combat's way too easy. Trying to, this is, yeah, the PS3 version is really easy. You just don't even have to finish the game to get the platinum on that. TV Superstars, this is a PlayStation Move game. Really easy. As my friend brought that on. I never had a PlayStation Move. He brought it around and we played that. Twin Breaker, this is this is like a block breaker game that's to do with this Sacred Symbols podcast, this PlayStation podcast. Then you got Twisted Metal. Or I have Twisted Metal. I say you. So this is my list. I got Twisted Metal 1. I actually find this kind of difficult to do, even though I did it in 4.5 hours and it says 4 hours. So yeah, but it's a 4 out of 10. The last, I think you have to like beat the last mission without dying or something on the last fight was maybe just the last mission was hard. I don't know. Uncharted 2 I've done twice. Uncharted 3 twice. Uncharted 4 Uncharted Drake's Fortune twice, Uncharted Golden Abyss, and I've done the Legacy of Thieves collection and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Now, I did play through the Legacy of Thieves collection, and I was going to go for the Platinums again, and then I just decided I'll just auto pop it because I can't be bothered to go through all the collectibles and do the speed run and all that again. But yeah, I do love Uncharted. Uncharted 2 is my favourite. Pretty easy Platinums, really. Playing through on obviously brutal difficulty, I did do on the PS4 versions. That was actually really hard because brutal difficulty is clearly not intended for the game. You could tell it was added in later on, not balanced, just unfair. Undertale, this is not that good of a game. I think it's quite overrated. Unicorn Overlord, this was an okay game. Not for me overall. I'd say this is another Vanillaware game. Probably their worst game. As I still love 13 Sentinels. Dark Dragon's Crown was really good, and the Odin Sphere. This one didn't like it as much, but still worth playing, I'd say. But yeah, the combat because it's like Final Fantasy 12 where you set up your auto commands, and I don't like Final Fantasy 12 because I like to play the game. I don't want it to auto play. Unit 13. This is like an not XCOM, like SOCOM kind of game. I think it's made by the SOCOM devs, but yeah, it's a Vita game, so it's only like two-player co-op. So that I think SOCOM was like four, and then versus and all stuff, but it was just co-op missions. So actually pretty difficult, especially on Vita because you only got those little analog sticks to aim. Until Dawn, you got to play through this a few times. This is one playthrough. Definitely, maybe if you do it optimally, you can follow a guide one playthrough. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, but my main issue with Until Dawn is I don't care about any of the characters because I mean, I guess they're all just like teenage douchebags, aren't they? Really. Unturned. I barely remember this game at all. What was required, but yeah, I think I might like the fastest. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'm third fastest achiever on this, and I barely remember it. Valkyria Chronicles. This is a fun like tactics. It's kind of tactical RPG. I don't know strategy. Yeah, it's like real time. You like run around in real time, and then you pause and you go into the shoot aim. You aim, and then you can only move a certain distance. It's like I guess like Fire Emblem kind of thing. Vampire. This was a fun like Souls kind of game. I guess it's kind of Soulsy, and you could choose to level up by sucking the blood of people or not. And I think you have to beat the game without biting anyone. Finish the game without killing any civilians. Yeah. Vanquish I've done three times. Two of them I did use the glitch that makes it easier. And weirdly, it was actually this one I did legit. I did it in 1 day, 17 hours. I was gonna say it was the fastest. It wasn't the fastest. It was the second fastest because that one. But then again, this one's only 9 years because I left it. And yeah, there's basically like a glitch kind of thing where you can get unlimited grenades. Um, but yeah, I did that on these two versions, but not this one. Yeah, the challenges. I actually found challenge. I think it was like five the hardest. Yeah. I mean, it's doable. As I said, I did that one without it in a day in 17 hours. But then I decided for these ones, I was like, I'll just use the glitch, and it saved me like a day, I guess, from the second time I did it. Virginia, that's not a very good game. War of the Monsters is a fun like game. We can stroll the city and just monsters fighting each other. It takes a couple of hours to platinum. Warhammer 40k. This was grindy at the end when you have to kill like 40,000 enemies, probably something like that. I can't remember. I'm not going to check, but it was something like that. And you probably have like 10,000, let's say, when you finish everything else. So you're just killing. They're just standing there, just coming at you and just swiping with your melee. Watch Dogs 1, 2, and 3, or like Legion. Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 is probably my favourite one. That one I actually did the DLC for, so yeah. It's the hardest apparently. Don't remember anything being harder. It's just open world stuff, Ubisoft stuff, isn't it? What Remains of Edith Finch is a really good game, really easy platinum. Wild Arms 1 and 3. Wild Arms 3 is one of my favourite JRPGs. It's really obtuse at times. The combat's really funny because you're just running around the enemies in a circle, and yeah, instead of just standing there, your guys just running around them. I always thought it was funny. Wild Hearts, this is another Monster Hunter style game, but the gimmick on this one was you could build stuff as well. So you put like a block down, and then a spring, and then a block, and then it would make like a spring hammer, and it would smash down on the monster. It was okay, kind of grindy, like 60 hours there. It says. I remember killing the same monster over and over again because it might be like one. Is it like kill 1,000 or 300? Yeah, finish 300. I was killing like the most basic one over and over again. Wolfenstein 2 I've done twice. That even though it says the same day, so some people might think that's an auto pop. I just cleaned the DLCs up at the same time, as you can see here. So I got the platinum here, that's 2nd of May, 2022, and I got the platinum on this one, 20th of March, 23. And yeah, I just cleaned the DLCs up on the same day because I thought, well, I've done the DLC again, I might as well clean it up so I can do it fast, you know. Yeah, Wolfenstein 2, My Story of Mein Leben, the game crashed right at the very end of the game. Like literally, I was shooting how I did that last fight. I would run under the bottom where there's the H-shaped bit under the ground, and I would just run up and down the hallways down there until the enemies kept coming, shoot them until they stopped coming, then peek out with my laser gun thing, fire at one of the big guys, run to the other side, charging, fire at him. That's one down. Run back while charging my laser, peek out, hit him, run back, and then I would fire the laser. Obviously, I'm charging the laser, game crashes. So all I had to do was run out, hit the guy with the laser, and then I climbed the ladder, cutscene, uh, then just the walking through and just killing the last person on, like the bit where you can't really die on the studio part. Like that's it. That's all I had left, and the game crashed. And I was like, oh, I don't think I can get through this again. And then I did. Did it the next day, but it was yeah, pretty much the worst crash that could ever happen in a game ever. Uh, because I can't believe it crashed at that point. Like, I guess it could have crashed like a minute and a half later. It would have been even worse. Like if I was just about to run up to the woman and get hit her with the axe, and it was like, oh, the game's crashed then, that would have been pretty bad. But yeah, where it crashed for me, pretty much there. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. And then yeah, Wolfenstein 1 and the Old Blood, very easy compared to those. But yeah, there are like challenges or something. Like I remember a certain amount of headshots in like challenge mode or something. Can't remember too well. And hard difficulty, I think there's an exploit, but I didn't know about it, so I actually struggled through the game on the hardest difficulty for that. Yeah, and then I got a couple of Word, Sudoku, and Palgi games. I actually solved those. Those were actually fun. I found them, but a lot of people say they're shovelware. World of Final Fantasy. This is another turn-based Final Fantasy game where you like stack your characters on top of each other, so that you can be riding on a behemoth and then have a little chocobo chick on your head, and that's your party. It's pretty fun, and you have to capture every. I think you have to level up every single one of them or something. Takes forever. I remember grinding like this. Open every treasure chest. Mastered 100 mirage boards. Now mirage boards, that's like I think that's for each monster has its own mirage board, so you have to level it up to a certain point to master it. So you have to level up 100 of them to their maximum level, I guess. Wreckfest. This is a fun little game that's on PS Plus. X-Men Origins Wolverine. The only X-Men. I think it's the only Wolverine game that you can get. So yeah, that was pretty hard actually. I remember myself, but apparently only a 4 out of 10. So clearly I suck. Also, it's been since 2009, so maybe I'm misremembering. 13, this is a remake of a PS2 game that I played a demo of and really enjoyed and wanted to see the story to. Story's good, the remake's terrible. Uh, if you want to play it, probably play the original, but it doesn't have trophies, so you're gonna have to play this one. Okay, then here we go. I've got my Yakuza section. I've got 0, 3 twice, 4 twice, 5 twice, 6, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2, Dead Souls, and then Like a Dragon twice. So for my all stacks, I need 0 again on PS5. I need Kiwami on PS5 and Kiwami 2 on PS5, which I do own all of those. I'm going to start doing those at some point soon. Yeah, and that'll be all the stacks, and these are all replayed. This is Yakuza 5. That took me 200 hours, not 120, and the second time it took me 135. So 120 hours. That seems fast. Zero being, I'd say Zero and Kiwami are the two hardest ones I found. I think even though three is rated higher as difficulty, I think by the time I get to that, or you get to that point, if you play them all in order, you'll find all the mini games so much easier, and you'll know the combat so much better that you won't really struggle. It's just the enemies do block on Yakuza 3 a lot, and yeah, and obviously there's all the mini games. There's just so much to do in all the Yakuza games. It's one of my favorite series. Kiryu is probably my favorite character in anything. I like how he just solves every problem by just beating the shit out of someone with a bicycle, and he's like, there's a political problem in the country. He just goes in, bicycle, smashes it on their head, problem solved. Everyone's happy. And then we've got Yakuza Like a Dragon, which these are the turn-based ones. And Dead Souls as well. This one's not talked about. This is like a zombie one that they did. It's not that one's terrible. That is the worst Yakuza game. That was actually the hardest one I think for on the hardest difficulty. because you have this like on a turret section or something. That was really annoying. I'm not good on turrets. You might have noticed, or if I've mentioned a few games, I remember there was a part in Spec Ops I never mentioned that was on a turret. I remember that being hard. Yeast 9, 8, and Memories of Celceta, these are all really good. Lacrimosa of Dana, really good. That's one of the best JRPGs ever made. The story's really good. You're on this island and you're recruiting characters back to your little town. And every time you find someone, it's like, oh, I want to go back and see what they've done in the town. You go back there, they've started a new shop, or they're a blacksmith or something. It's really fun. The music's excellent. Just great games. Zanki Zero, this is a really grindy one. I think I'm one of the fastest achievers on this. Yeah, I'm third fastest, and I did it in 6 days and 23 hours. I had a spreadsheet that I made myself to track it. This one is um, you have to die in every single way in the game. So basically, when you die in this game, you then respawn and you're stronger against that thing. And so you have to gain every advantage. That's so basically dying against everything. And there are a lot of ways to die. And there's a lot of characters, and you have to die with all the characters in all the ways. Some of the enemies don't spawn, some of the things are sort of very specific. It's a lot, and there's a lot to track because there's thousands. I think there's like a spreadsheet with 1,400 things on it or something. Yeah, Zero Escape and the two Zero Escape games, Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward, really great game. Love the story, the characters, the twist, amazing. Time Dilemma's not as good, but it's still good. I haven't played the first Zero Escape game. I think it's Nine Doors, Nine something, 999 it's called. There's a trilogy pack, I think, of all three of these on PS4, or maybe it's just Virtue's Last Reward and Nine Doors, whatever. I'll probably pick that up to play through that again. So that's excellent. Really easy platinum though, because it's like a puzzle game. It's like a death game, basically. It's like they're trapped. You're trapped in your decisions. Each person lives and dies, and you go back. You got this spider web of choices, and yeah, it's really good. You need to solve a certain puzzle. You need to have done another part somewhere else. So you need to go back in time, do that part, go back. It's really really well done. It's really good. Zombie. This is a terrible game, and yeah, it's glitched on me, so I had to do it an extra time. I don't like this game, but I did it because I wanted an ultra rare that began with Z. And yeah, Zone of the Enders second runner. This is the second Zone of the Enders game. I do have the first one, but I haven't got the platinum on it yet. So yeah, that's all my platinums. And that's how I'm going to end the video. Hopefully this is recorded because I know my hard drive's going to run out of space soon. So if you got this far, thank you for watching. I don't know how you got this far, but leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you thought about my trophy list in the comments. And if you want your list reviewed, leave your comment with your PSN down below. Thanks for watching.